Hey guys, we're back again on Monday Night Tourneys. It's me and Jahmade today.
So here, this is an interesting matchup. We have Con and Carter at Crocodile. Quan, I know you've been enjoying Croc quite a bit in this format, right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
really enjoy Croc. I think it's
nice.
like, uh, in my opinion, I think it's just a slightly better Doflamingo because
Mhm.
this may be a little hot take, but just just having it's just having it so that you don't have to always reorganize your deck, as well as like you're always able to hit your four costs pacifistas
Hmm.
each turn. So like you don't have to like Doflamingo and then use your ability. You can just on
Just
curve, you know,
you know,
just
just
tap
play
three
out your
downs.
cards.
Yep.
No, I like that coming from hand too. Speaking of a pacifista, though, we are on 4 Dawn turn for Crocodile here, and I did see we are swinging 5 here. Do you think we're going to see tap 4 for a vanilla pacifista come down?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, what's in tomorrow?
yeah. Centaur, I mean, same thing, right? Centaur's just going to get you a
Yeah.
pacifist on the next turn, so
I can't
same setup, and that's really
tell what the
good.
card on the right is. I think that's a Perona.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So I really do like Perona because in Croc, I mean, like a lot of people don't have a turn one play, and by
Yes,
playing
very true.
Perona, you're guaranteed a Centomaro, to play down as soon as possible,
True,
and that's how you generate like resources, you know.
for sure. So seeing what Alvin's doing here too, I do like that theory though for blue for sure. Talking about what Alvin's playing out, we saw a 6K swing from Parasparrow, yep, and then we saw him attach one more Dawn onto leader to get the 7K swing, but then we saw him leave up just enough so that he's able to tap 3 and bring down that second Parasparrow. So as
Hmm.
soon as anything attacks the first one, I think he's letting it go to float into another card in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has that fun. I like that Parasparrow so much. It's so good on curve and
Yeah.
it comes down so quickly.
It's so yeah, that card's a little busted because it's one of the cards where you just can't kill, you know? You're just
Hmm.
like you never want to kill it cuz then they just get more resources, right? But if you don't kill it, hey, they get a free swing each turn, you know?
Yep, each and every turn, and that
Yeah.
can just wear you down eventually, no matter how good you of advantage you have. But going back over to Croc, yeah, we're just gonna see the straight up play. Put one on the Centimaro, tap for the effect, and then we're bringing down the Pacifista. So it's almost like he played a Pacifist on his last turn, just developing the board, which is just
Mhm.
yeah, that's what Croc does.
Also, it deck thins, so like you're more likely to see like your really cool draw, like your late game, you know. So you don't have to. You're more unlikely to see another pacifista or any, you know, in your
Yeah.
So you're more likely to draw your stuff you need. So I definitely really like it. Are we gonna see another pacifista, or was he playing?
Oh.
Oh no, a brick fist. Ooh, I like that card.
Okay. I wasn't sure what card it was, but yeah, Brickface is fantastic here because then you get to mitigate some Parasparrow
Yep,
effectiveness on board.
yep. Brick
Very
fist
nice.
helps slow down the aggression. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. We see a 6K swing from leader here, swinging at. Do you think that he's swinging at leader? Is he swinging at Parasparrow?
I would assume Sparrow because I mean you have to deal with it eventually, or else the aggression's gonna be a little bit too much. You know?
Very true. I totally agree, especially as Blue Croc.
Oh, and I
Yep.
think we see a 2K counter.
Yep. He wants to keep the Parasparrow since he didn't get that free value from the second one being on board. He does need to keep that on board to keep up a little bit of tempo. I think looking at what he
Yep.
wants to do. So yep, just a 5K poke, easy. Yeah, I feel like with Alvin, he's a very good player. He knows what he wants to do going into these turns. I think that he's very much so on his curve, and I think he has a good game plan. So we'll see if it comes out onto the field. Oh, 5K with leader. Does that mean we're seeing 7 drop Big Mom? I mean, yeah, it definitely means we're seeing 7 drop Big Mom here.
Yeah. Or I mean like no, okay.
Yep.
I was gonna make an argument for like maybe a Sparrow and like a Cracker, Charlotte Cracker or Daifuku, you know, but
Hmm.
no. And giving life, I mean, when you're this low, you kind of have to give life, but it really is it really kind of sucks, you know?
It feels bad for
Yeah.
sure because now you're just giving yellow what they want to do, which is go into the later game and drop a 10 drop big mom, right? So we'll see how blue. But blue's in a pretty good space. Looking at this board, it's not like his board is anything to sleep on. I think we're gonna maybe see another pacifista come off this turn if he does have another one. But who knows?
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see a pacifista come down. Well, I mean off Centimaro, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And I believe so. If he was on 7 down, this is his 8 down turn. I don't think he can drop too big of a bomb on this turn either. So we'll
Well,
see how he decides to
yeah.
utilize this.
Well, I also think that at 8 Dawn, you could just like play like a Doflamingo if you have one in hand just to get rid of Big Mom, but then the Katakuri player would just slam it again. So I mean,
That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah.
Big Mom just has such a powerful on.
So we see a 6K swing here. I'm assuming the pacifist or the Parasparrow.
Yeah, he's got to mitigate some of this. He's got to get some board back for sure here, I think. Thinking on the Alvin side, I think that here I think you do kind of want to actually save the Parasparrow. He's a good swinger for the next turn, and you're in the driver's seat as far as aggression goes. So
Okay.
there are quite a few attacks though still to be had for the turn. So we'll see, as well as a full 8 Dawn that can get
Yeah.
stacked onto something. So
I mean, if it's a one card, I think you can protect it, but if it's a 7K swing, you probably would just like go, oh, he's just ignoring it. Okay,
oh wow.
cool, cool.
Maybe he wants to get into the driver's seat and try to close out the game before, because he knows that yellow can play a lot of bricks in hand. He knows there's a Parasparrow in there, so one of the cards in hand is for sure dead. So maybe that's his game plan.
Yep,
But
yep.
as he develops here, he's kind of thinking about what he wants to do. I wonder if he's wondering still on this turn. It would set him back quite a bit if he's able to use the Dawn, but
So
getting that
6K.
Parasparrow off would be nice.
So I would have to assume he's going to go 6K swing and then play a 4 cost character and then swing with everything this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see a
Oh, we see
blocker
a
come out.
blocker come down.
Mm-hmm.
Blocker's good here. You do need the mitigation. So I do like Sentomaro and the fact that she's so unique in what she's able to do. And search the deck for the next piece. Like you're saying before, it's deck thinning, which is just,
Yep.
yeah, it's just super unique and very nice. So setting up that defense for yourself. I wonder how many cards he's on it. Like 5 right now. He has been defending a little bit. The small chip damages back and forth. So yep. Now we're gonna poke the 5. I think that we're done using Sentomaro. We want to use shield kind of. We definitely want to attack to go into her next turn. So this is gonna be a 5 swing. And how many Dawn up is that for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, it might be just tap 4, play another character,
Or
and then he's gonna end up passing turn.
yeah, or he could play 3000 worlds, just to deal
Oh,
with
that's a
that
good
passive.
point.
Yeah, deal with that pacifist stuff. Or not
Mm-hmm.
Parasparrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
we'll
big
see.
P's.
Yeah, see what he's gonna
Let's
do
see what he
here.
does here. Yeah,
Yep,
you were right.
yep. He just said just
Putting him to the bottom of the deck is actually a really really good way to deal with that in this situation. They don't get it back to hand, and it never got the filter. So it
mm-hmm.
did take a couple cards from the blue player, but he did deal with that very cleanly. So, but going back over to Alvin's side, he's so in the driver's seat that he feels good. Yeah, the first swing here being 7K is a great foot to be starting off on. So we saw him look at his opponent's life, and the top card is a Perona. So we do see 1K counter on the top of life, but that's not too scary when you're piloting yellow. You're looking more for like triggers and some bombs to be scared
Yeah,
of.
yep, yep. So really cool thing we're doing today, or the Discord is, I wasn't part of it, but I just played along. But we actually have a bounty on Elvin today because he had the bold claim that he would uh go he would win this One Piece tourney. So uh we have I think 2 packs on Alvin if you beat him, the first person to beat him. So Hopefully we
Oh,
can
okay.
hopefully we can see James maybe take him down right away just
Yeah,
to
he's looking at it.
just to lower his ego a little bit. But but
That's
but
so funny.
but back to the game, we see a 8 cost cat drop on that pacifist, which is pretty good considering now he doesn't have to deal with, a blocker.
Yep. Especially
Oh,
looking. Oh, but we do see an equally big play
yep.
come down from Mihawk.
Yeah. I love Mihawk.
Me too.
He just deals with any problems on the board that you can't sometimes get rid of, like a
Hmm.
Marco or like a any like KOs on KO effects. So really good card.
Yep.
Ooh, and we see
And
Alvin
ooh,
with a
we see it
Paraspero.
out of life too. I was just gonna say we're moving into a good position here player
Yep.
because Katakuri technically healed him back up to 3, which puts him back into the fight. But now that we see another Parasparrow come down on Alvin's side, he's gonna be his hand
Ooh,
size
and we
is gonna
see a
get
10
taxed.
cost.
Just straight away 10 cost. That's the play.
Oh
Like just like we saw
no.
the straight away 9 drop.
This is a lot of pressure on James here.
It is a huge tax on his hand right now
Mhm.
because the 5K swing is just the start. You got another 5K, you got the 8K. It's nice that you know that you're only dealing with base value attacks here, but losing the top of your life is just rough. Yep. So we're gonna take this one.
And we're gonna
Let me
take
see
the
the AK.
8K.
Does the AK?
I
Yeah.
think
Yep.
the 8K goes through because the 5K went through. It might be
Mm-hmm.
a little rough in his hand for that
No, that's
5K
very
to go
true.
through. So, well, definitely looks like Alvin's real in a really comfortable seat in the driver's seat with his 4 life. It's like he didn't take any life.
No, exactly. And here's the Croc player. So what are you trying to do on this turn with your Tendon?
I
You
mean,
can't tap 9 for another Mihawk. You definitely
yeah,
cannot go
I
down
mean,
that
I think
route.
you just play blockers, right? You
Play
just
blockers. You've got to get that Parasparrow off with leader abilities as well, I think, here, because you're going back down to 6 Don. So
yeah.
we're seeing him play. Oh, he's playing Gecko Moria. Does he pick up Mihawk? 2K
Yeah.
counter. So
Yeah.
buffs his hand a little bit, but I don't know. That 2K counter can't really save you if you weren't able to defend yourself last turn.
Yeah. But
At least with how big his board
yeah,
is.
but the thing is there's a few things he can do though. He can use Croc's
Kuma.
ability. He has 2 Dons up for Love Love, and the pacifist could play a blocker. So he might
Yep.
not just be dead just yet. So oh,
No,
we
you're
see
not
a
lying
9K
here.
swing here to just a
9K swing at the
2K.
character, yeah, and then we just 2K counter out. And then we gotta go 5 at that Parasparrow too. At least put Alvin in the seat where it doesn't matter. He wants to counter. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows that he's in the aggressive seat, so he wants to
Yeah.
keep his board here for sure.
I
But
I
you're right. You're right. Blue did put down some good defense there. So
Yeah. I do think when you're like this far behind, I think you just gotta swing at life, right? Because if you swing at the Katakuri, he's just gone. It's just a 1 card.
it's too cheap.
Yeah, it's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit too cheap.
No, that's a good point. That's a really good point there, Quan. So now we're looking at Alvin's side, and he really wants to close out the game. He knows that there's some tricks with the pacifist. He knows that there's some tricks with the 2 Dawn up, but I think he's just calculating what are the correct numbers that he has to swing out. Nine is one of the
Yep,
numbers.
9 is the
That's gonna
correct
help,
number. It's a good number.
and it's an
Forces,
easy number for him to replicate
oh
as he goes
wow.
through the rest of his board too.
That's
So
3 cards. Wow. It's a
I'd
lot.
love to see how many cards are left at this point
I
because this
think
is yep 2
2?
cards.
2 cards? Yeah, he's on 2 cards.
Yep,
Yeah.
another 9K. Looking at his own life. And here we see Alvin just aggressing very, very correctly. He's doing a
Mm-hmm.
very good job of just pushing the pressure on in the way that he needs to be.
Oh, and here we see a pacifist, so definitely can block a big mom attack, but still needs to block that Katakuri attack.
Yeah, and that category is super easy to make 9K.
Yeah.
Just 1 Dawn investment. You're on 4 life, so you don't even care about leaving Dawn up at all.
Yeah. Or you could just go 5K with pudding and 8K with a cat.
That's not lying.
Yeah.
That's not a lie.
Oh, nope, he's just going 11K.
Yep.
So,
He's just trying to close the game out here. Yeah,
yeah.
force him into the block here so he doesn't have any more blockers to deal with,
Yep, and then the
which
big
is
mama
telling for
swing
the
for game.
12.
Love beam would not do it. He would need to. Oh, he has 2 love beams in hand. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough dons for them.
Yep,
So
that is unfortunate. even with the draw, right? There's nothing he can draw to be enough to get from 9
Yeah,
to
because
13. So,
yeah, he would need a 1K in his hand, and then the
you
Love
know.
Love would put a 2K on top.
So we see Alvin dodging the
First
first one
loss.
after him for
Yep.
that bounty.
Yep.
My man's really making off like a pirate.
And of course he has. Oh my God, his life. His life.
I
Of
feel
course,
like I
he.
feel like he didn't need to reveal that because he
Yeah,
won so
he just
convincingly.
he's just like, "Yup, even if you were going for life, you would have been dead.
Yeah,
Good thing you didn't
exactly.
attack life, or you would have lost your blocker."
Yeah.
That's
Oh
if
man,
people don't know, that's what Elvin does at our locos. He just has the best triggers in life. That's why we
he truly does.
call him the yellow player. Very
You
good
know,
yellow player though, as well. So,
no, that was a fantastic game one, man.
yeah, yeah. Let's go to table one this time, and let's see what's happening over there.
Yeah, let's do it.
For sure.
Loading up for me. Okay, so looks like we have blue versus. Let's see which blue leader is he on. He's on Doflamingo, and it looks like it's Rob Lucci. That's awesome. This is an interesting matchup. Rob Lucci is really good at removing cards on the board. Blue is really good at setting up cards on the board and
Yeah.
bouncing cards. So
It's funny
we see it.
how our Lucci player has three brand new on the field. you don't see
Yeah,
you don't see that too often. You got
no,
the three bolt man,
that's funny.
the squad.
Just a whole team of them.
Yeah. Not
So
really
here it does
doing
look like
anything. Oh, sorry.
no,
Go
not at
ahead.
all. Oh no, no. All I was gonna say is that it looks like Blue's in the driver's seat. Just looking
Yeah,
at the
for
life
sure.
total, there's not too much of a difference,
Yeah.
but enough of a difference with that Mihawk
Yeah.
on the board versus three searchers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see all your searchers on the field, especially since you're not playing Zoro, so you have to put more Dons on them to attack. So
very true.
they're kind of just there. They're just chilling.
Hmm.
After you get your
Yeah,
search, you don't really do anything with them.
with Rob Lucci being a leader that really wants cards on the board, essentially, it's really interesting seeing the cards that are on the board. I feel like it means that he hasn't been able to slam very efficiently up on his curve,
Yeah. And
unless the blue player has just been able to deal with it every time, which
yeah.
is very possible.
So we see a Bruno here, but if we see the Doflamingo slam another Mihawk, that might just be game because
Yep.
that losing your Bruno as well as establishing a 9K character down would be very brutal here. So,
Yeah, that would be very swinging
all
for
right.
sure.
So let's see what Miguel does here.
Thinking through what he wants to play. I think that means that he doesn't have the 9 drop Mihawk in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start off with the poke of 9. I think he wants to bait out that block so he can swing into the character right after too, since he's up in card advantage. He wants to tax his opponent's hand maybe a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, but he gets the
Mm.
yep, he gets the life.
I mean, I personally might have block here just to be scared of anything that could bounce my Bruno, but
Yeah.
maybe they probably don't have the 9 cost because they would have shotgun it, right?
Yep, I totally
You
agree.
would have been swinging with it, so taking the life here was probably fine.
Now we're just really saying, do we just see a couple huge swings from our Dofi player here?
Yeah, I would think so.
He fanned his hand out earlier and we saw. So I
Oh,
think that he wants to draw 2, discard 2, huh? He wants to see a few more options.
yeah, maybe just getting rid of your deck cards in hand, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe you have like a Gecko Moria. You could just like discard a Warlord, and just add back so nothing happens.
Yep, very true.
So we see a Doflamingo and Kuma, not pacifist. The
Yep, Kuma,
the
Kuma.
fake pacifist.
Yep. And we
Oh,
tap one for a Corona here. We'll probably see a leader ability swing
yeah,
here.
I would think so. I mean, you're doing all of this just to make sure that you're able to see what you
True.
draw and to also play characters that you wish that play any warlord. So
Yep.
because the worst thing you can do in Doflamingo is miss off leader ability
So true.
because then you're just wasting a Don.
Yep. So we
Ex-
see the swing here. It's gonna be 7. We get the
and
character played. It's
Mihawk.
gonna be the Mihawk.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of card cycling. I wonder what he's looking for. I wonder if it maybe he's just cycling and trying to find his 9-drop Mihawk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As well. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So now Miguel still
Does
has
he still
5
have?
Dons left, so that's a
Yeah,
lot of resources. So
9K at leader. That's a good swing.
yep. I oh no, 9K at the Bruno.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
I mean, it's a type of card where if you don't deal with it, you have to deal with it eventually since it's a blocker. So, you know,
Very true.
it's never wrong to swing at blocker. So I could see it. And we see the 2 Dons left off, most likely for the level up beam.
Has to be because he's just so long cards in hand. So getting a +1 is gonna help him find that Mihawk. We think that he's looking for a little bit faster,
And
but
we see the Biff James say in chat, "Rip bounty." It was a little rough for sure, but
yeah, man, it's okay.
don't worry, someone will take him out for us.
The bounty may be claimed. We'll
Yeah,
see.
he
Alvin
has.
had a really good showing game one though.
Yeah,
Playing good today.
he has two. Is it 2 million? I think someone 2 million berries on him. Someone in
Yep.
chat said.
Oh man, can't make his bounty that high though. He's not quite a Yonko yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So here from Rob Lucci, you have to be clearing board or trying to clear board for sure. Everything's just a little bit too wide for you to deal with. Do we see a ton of Don go on our little bald man and get a decent swing? We'll
Yeah,
see.
Zoro at home.
Yep, exactly.
Zoro.
Yep. We got Zoro at home.
We have Zoro at home. Oh,
Oh
God.
man.
That's just Curly. That's Curly after she lost her hair. So
Yeah. I'm actually just gonna call them curlies from here on out.
Curly.
We got Curly on the Zoro side swinging
Yeah,
out.
yeah, swing 5Ks. I mean,
Here he's yeah,
yeah,
5K. Where's this gonna go though?
life because
It's the only thing you can
yeah,
swing at for
that's
5, but just giving him a card in the hand there though. I wonder what he's gonna do with the rest of the Dons to make it efficient or make it worth it.
yeah. I definitely think our Lucci player is just probably has a lot of counters in hand that he just doesn't want to use,
Yep,
and
I agree.
if you play like a Sakazuki, or are you KOing like a Kaya?
Yeah, no, very, very
Like
true.
you might as well just keep your counters in hand and use the rest to swing. Oh, here we see a Kuzan.
Oh,
Yep.
Kuzan's
Not
good.
it sets
Gets a
it get yep.
I was gonna say it gets a card without counter out of your hand, but it
Mhm.
also gives you new card, which is probably pretty big for him here. But
Yeah, I also think it's really good because it sets up like if you have like a Sakazuki now, you can swing at a um you can swing at a you can swing at life and then possibly KO Mihawk with Sakazuki.
yep, that's a good point. That's a super good point getting that set up. And here we see the Borsalino come down too. So he does have. It's not going to be super easy for him to get through in this situation because he does have a little bit of chip damage. You have to swing at respectable numbers now with Borsalino being on board, and he does have a good amount of cards in hand. So we'll see how this goes. Dofi does have a few cards in hand. He is thinning out a little bit though, so we are seeing him kind of burn his resources. But we'll see if he can use the Dawn to kind of weigh that out, right? Because as long as he can get enough cards out of his opponent's hand, I think he can be in a pretty good position to finish this off. Starting off with a 2-drop. Oh, was that 10,000 Worlds?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was a 2 cost. So that's a good start for sure. Getting Borsalino out of here. I wonder how we see Chippy proceed here. So we get the last life with the Mihawk. That's very interesting. Yeah, do you just dawn up leader and swing out?
Yeah, I mean, when you have no life, you have to, right?
You have to. Yeah, he
You
just
can't.
took the 9.
Oh wow, we see a 5 card mill. Wow, that's
Hey, worth it.
yeah, you live another turn, so.
You live another turn, but that's exactly what Chippy needed to do, like we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's putting his opponent on the same boat. But the difference is that Chippy has a bunch of life to replenish his hand now, and his opponent is kind of on even playing field with the amount of resources that they both have. But we'll see. Maybe Kuzan does come down, and we see a Zakazuki combo to finish off that Mihawk, and we're just staring down leader swing.
Yeah, I mean, like when even if you kill Mihawk, I mean,
You
Perona.
need a blocker still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even if
Yeah.
if you kill Mihawk and you play a blocker, you still have to stare down Perona. So I don't know.
Oh man, that you
Perona,
make a very, very good point there for
Perona,
sure.
Perona kind of go crazy, or maybe Kaya. Who knows?
Yeah, no, either or.
Yeah.
No, I think blue is in a very good position here, and like you said, you kind of have to just swing out like that. I think he did a really good job evening the resource deficit there.
Yep.
Here we see a 9K swing to start. Okay,
And
yeah,
then
we
we
see a 9K
see a
swing to
scoop.
start off, but then we see a scoop. Yeah,
So we're actually going to do our raffle in a minute or two.
oh
But we
nice.
see our Doflamingo player take it. Well done on the Doflamingo player part.
Yeah, congratulations, Dofi.
Yep.
That was a good play.
Okay. Let me go to my.
So Quan, what's the raffle for this week?
Oh, so the raffle this week is the first raffle will be Jin, the green alt art from set 3. On
Nice.
play he rests 2, and then the main raffle will be uh the regional pack. Um, where you can get like a Sanji alt art, a Teach alt art, a
Mm-hmm.
2 cost pudding alt art, Kobe alt art. So really good good support for this week. So
Yeah, no, for sure. That's pretty sweet. 100%.
so this first one will be for the Jin. So it will be the I guess the smaller raffle prize. And
Yeah.
you can get your raffle prizes at TGG this week. It's a Lost Zone. It's our sponsor this week. They're a really cool store in Blaine, right next to Mall of America. Definitely check them
Shout
out.
out to the Lost Zone.
Yep, shout out Lost Zone sponsoring this week. Gotta love them.
Yeah,
All
it's pretty
right,
awesome.
so we're gonna do the spin. 3, 2, 1. This is for the Jin altar. Let's see who gets it.
Oh,
Oh, we see
hey.
Miguel get the Jin, week 1. Yep, it's in Bloomington. So Chirpy Miguel, if you're in there, please message one of the admins to claim. You
That's a
have
good
three
start to your
minutes.
tournament. You get a dub on your first round and you in the first
Yeah.
raffle. It's pretty cool. We definitely love to
Okay,
see it.
so we see Miguel claim. We're going to spin the next one in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see who gets the regional pack. This is a big one. All right, let's see who gets it.
Everybody's got their fingers crossed right now. I know everybody's stressed.
Oh, Chip.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Raf. Week 3, Rafi. So he joined the tournament this week and got it. Congrats.
Congratulations, Rafi. Let's
Yeah.
go. That's a good feeling.
Oh, he has to claim it. He has 3 minutes. So
Okay, you got to get it, Rafi. Oh, let me see.
yeah, that's him in chat. He claimed.
Yeah,
He's
that's
here.
him.
He's here. Congrats
Perfect,
on it.
perfect, perfect.
All right, we're gonna get started in a little bit. Take a couple minute break. Probably like a minute or two.
Okay, there we are. So the Zoro mirror match, I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. Never been seen before for sure. We don't ever see that on Bocos, right? That
No, never, never.
Zoro's leader is not busted.
Mm-mm.
Would you say like maybe if they were to nerf Zoro, maybe they should have made him say only your Straw Hats characters get?
Yeah, I think so because the where he really gets crazy is just his fluidity with the one drops and then kind of whatever best package that those one drops can
Yep.
play off. And that's such a
Yeah,
consistent way to play the
cause
game.
you get a card in hand as well as you get uh a body that you can just put one Don on and swing, which is crazy.
Yep.
So
Super crazy.
very efficient with how much damage you can do for sure.
No, he definitely is. We saw turn one from our first Zoro player tap one and bring down a buggy, which is really nice. Going into the second turn because a lot of Zoro's cards so he's going to be able to chip for five, and then we see the second turn player now. We're going to tap two, play it on. So we're exactly what we were talking about with the searchers being crazy efficient. We see a turn one search on both
Yeah.
players' side. Ooh, but
Yep.
Dodon grabs an Ezo.
Yeah, very
That's
good
really,
ad.
really nice. Yeah.
I'm definitely a big fan of how Zoro is very efficient with grabbing the resources. But for
Yep.
some reason, whenever I play, I seem to just miss. So maybe I'm just bad at the deck, you know?
No, that's funny. I'm the same way. I don't play Zoro all too. Do not have very consistent searches for me either. So I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Here we see a 5K swing at lead, and we're just going to take it. Go down to four life.
Yeah. I mean, yep, for sure. There's no reason to take early attacks when you can, they're probably going to attack characters in the mirror match as well. So just to control
Mm-hmm.
the board. So it's not really surprising that they just swung life.
No, definitely. And we also see a tap two for Don to Don. So we yep to Don into Ezo. Wow. So both players just having a crazy efficient curve here. So it's gonna be a little bit before we see any like real resource trading here. And with that last on, do you think he's gonna tap it? Yep.
Yep.
Bring up the Ezo right away.
Yeah, you might as well get as much resources and establish yourself on board. So
No, definitely.
very efficient turns by both players.
Ooh, Ezo's gonna grab the Fire
Fire
Fist. Very, very
Fist.
good in this matchup.
Yeah. Second one.
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be a little bit harder for or even Don Curve Zoro player to establish a ton of those one drops because he knows just at any moment they can just both go. But at the same time, they only cost one, so he's not too worried about just kind of throwing them out there.
So in the
On four Don? Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. You go first.
Oh, no, I was gonna ask, what's the best four Don play as the Zoro player? Do you slam for a vanilla or kind of like continuing your resource grabbing?
I think you continue your resource grabbing because you want to establish yourself, and then when you have like a full board, then that's when you start swinging, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
That's a good point.
I was gonna ask you a question. Would in if you were playing Zoro in the mirror, would you go first or second? How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's a good question. I do want to say I would want to because Zoro isn't super good at taking the board and continually taking the board. So you kind of want to get those chip damages into your opponent and have a lot of your swings go at life. But that's actually a really good question because you can kind of win out because you do want to just starve your opponent of resources, right? And it's
Yeah,
really really difficult to do that because Zoro's always playing one
yeah.
drop. So
Yeah, you get a card first as well as the like if you go second, you get a card first as well. Yeah, you get like a life first and a card first, but you
mm-hmm.
can't play Marco on curve, so
That's true.
there's a little bit of two things happening at once for sure.
Marco on curve is so crazy.
Mhm.
I really like that card on curve. It comes out so early and it does a lot.
Card's a little bit too crazy in my opinion.
Honestly, yeah, it's just super good, especially with this version of Zoro that we already see the even or the odd Dawn curve Zoro player. He already hit the buggy, so we know that he has at least two events chilling in his hand right now.
Yep.
So even if he does slam five, right, and he commands like a jet pistol does nothing because he's just going to discard one of them and save it, and it's
Yep.
going to keep commanding that constant resource
Yeah.
from the other Zoro player. Like,
And just putting a Dawn on Zoro, that's already a 7K swing. So
very
like
true.
yeah, it's almost like you don't need to put a Don on Marco, and he's already swinging for 7K, which is like the the sweet spot to make people take life, right? So
Yeah, very true. Very true. Just got to tax the hand. So here we see him thinking about what he wants to play here. If he does have Marco, I feel like it for sure is the Slam Marco, but we'll see.
yeah.
Maybe he starts off with an additional Searcher.
Oh, so we see a Fire Fist, no Marco,
Fire Fist
huh?
for 3. He wants to keep him
Interesting.
off of the chip damage, maybe?
Yeah, it's not bad, but you did use 2 cards for 2 free cards that they got, so
Yeah, and also not hitting the 1-drops. The 1-drops are the ones that can get buffed really easy, so leaving the one of the 1-drops and taking the Don instead is super interesting too.
yeah. I mean, maybe if they might not be running any Magaras or Makino, but most likely not. But you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
No, for sure.
So
And then we see that immediately followed up. He has the card in his hand. Is that a Rush Zoro? I think it
no,
costs 3. Oh,
I think he was ready to play Curly, but the other person was thinking whether to take the damage first. I think
that
that's
makes
all.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 Don was for the Fire Fist. Yep,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
true.
Yep. Yep. So now we see a jet pistol on a buggy.
That's a good jet pistol. That's a
Yeah.
good jet pistol. You don't want to deal with Buggy in the mid game for sure.
Yeah. Also, Buggy being a slash and Zoro
Hmm.
being a slash is kind of troublesome. Like a lot of cards are slash in the Zoro deck, like
I'm pretty sure
Curly.
Dodon is slash too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
character Zoro. Everyone has a sword, you know.
Yep.
Like,
It's One Piece. It's an
yeah,
anime, so
everyone has a sword, you know.
definitely. We're
But we,
seeing we're seeing our top player just develop a very good board. We saw him pay the Fire Fist, so we're actually gonna see if that comes back and haunts him, spending so much
mhm.
resources early in the game.
do
But we
you
see him in a pretty decent position.
do you think that was a good idea to trigger the jet pistol there, or would you like want to save it, or do you think it's just like too much aggression where you gotta just be like, Buggy, you gotta go, man. You gotta leave.
I do. I think I like the trigger on the jet pistol there,
Mhm.
just because there's not a great, like we were talking before, there's not a great target to hold it for because your mind immediately goes to Marco. But then we talked about how efficient Marco is at eating things like jet pistol. So there we see jet pistol. He gets to activate it without tapping Dawn, and it's not like he's Luffy where he's very Dawn efficient. So he wants to have all his Dawn to be we just see how Marco come down, but he wants all his Dawn so that he can be offensively efficient. So using the
Oh.
jet pistol out of life, I think actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna follow it up with Marco. That's pretty
Yeah.
nice. 2
No,
cards.
I mean I do like this play because like if you kill a Curly, they still have another Curly, but by killing the Ezo, you're like, okay, you can't Makino or Magura, right? So
Very true.
because like you're making it so that they just have to put a Don on it. So very 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 good play by the Zoro player on the right here.
Yeah, I like that. And then the 6A swing is good too.
Yep.
Force him to take it.
Yep. Yep.
He did just discard 2 cards for the Fire Fist, so his hand is not healthy right
Yep.
now.
Yep. But
Awesome. That
both
was a good response turn in my opinion, for
Yeah,
sure.
but both players definitely trading blow for blow,
Yeah,
resource for
yeah.
resource.
And
Try
we're seeing it, yeah.
try and
Well,
control the
we're probably gonna
board.
see it. Trying to, for sure.
Yeah,
Trying to.
yeah.
And it's interesting too. Oh, just because you can't really swing out with these little guys, just because as soon as you turn them sideways, you lose them right away, but then
Yep.
you can't immediately take them from your opponent. So we're seeing just lots of board development kind of go incrementally.
Yeah. So a lot of times, Fire Fist feels good, but in this matchup, Fire Fist does feel good, but a little bit worse because they kind of got resources of
Hmm.
characters they play. So.
Very true. And we see just completely contrary to what I said, we saw a 5K Dodon turn sideways,
Mhm.
and I wonder what he's going to follow that up with. A 6K from leader.
I I wouldn't be surprised if we see just like a 5K, 6K, 5K swing and then like a Marco.
Yep. Yep. That's a very good point. That's definitely in the cards here.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to take life here, which is probably why he's countering out. Yep, Marco.
Hmm.
Just the player on the left definitely putting up the big aggression.
He really is. Yeah, he's doing a good job with that. And by swinging with the Dodon and then playing the Marco down too, your opponent only has 2 swings on the next turn, so you can come out of it very relatively unscathed as far as your life goes.
Yeah.
If you're looking at replenishing from that Fire Fist that you just played, so he's bought himself a little bit of time.
And you know what? You were probably right about the player on the left not swing with the curly because of Easel. But once you play that Marco, Easel's gone. So now you gotta do something else to deal with it, right?
Very true.
You can't put up the aggression on the life. So
No, you're totally right there. So here we see him. He's sitting on a lot of Dawn. We're on 8 Dawn. These are the turns like Luffy's come down and be effective. But with something like a Rush Luffy, it's the same concept as swing with that Dawn on the first turn. If you don't set it up to be protected properly, you're just turning a Rush Luffy sideways to get swung into by everything on the next turn.
yeah.
So I wonder what he's thinking about doing. And we're not quite at 9, so there's 9 Beard coming.
Yeah.
The one of, but
The one of, yeah. Do you think players still play it since it's like a one of and it's like if you don't see it after like 9 or 10 dawns, like immediately it kind of falls off a little bit?
that's super true. That's actually a good question. I feel like for Zoro players, definitely, I think the Zoro players pull it out. Just because, yeah, that's actually a good point. I don't think Zoro would play it anymore just because it's so sacky, right? You need to see it right on time for it to be impactful, and it's only one of.
Yeah, and if you have like a full board, it feels a little wasteful just to like drop a big guy and be like all of your curlies, all of your Easel, your Makanos, your Magaras in hand are just like sitting there, you know? So
For
I
sure.
it slows you down a little bit, so I definitely can see people like hesitant to play it.
No, I like that. That's a good, really good point, actually.
So I think the Zoro player here is just ignoring the curly.
Yep. Yep. We're seeing 9 at life.
Yeah, we're just saying, hey, we're just
I
gonna
think
try
he
beat.
smells blood a little bit though, just because he his opponent was down from the Fire Fist from the earlier. We've been seeing him put a little bit of pressure on, but we saw him kind of set himself up to try to be like kind of a tricky defense. He's definitely willing to throw that Dodon out. He doesn't necessarily need it on board. I think he really wanted his opponent to swing into it. And if we don't see his opponent swing into it and go into life, if we see the top Zoro player go down to 1 life here and no events, we could be in a sticky position for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, a lot of Zoro players, they don't play a lot of counters because there's like
Hmm.
events. They play a lot of like Fire Fist, Jet Pistol, Fury Dawn. Now people like to play that, so it's like their hand might just be dead, you know, might have no
Super true.
counters. So
And we
I
see it followed up with a 7.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with 4 Dons here, play a Rush Zoro and put a Don on it just to put up the aggression.
Cool. That's, yeah, I like that quite a bit too. That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you can just force him to ditch 2 cards. Because I think the Zoro player that's taking damage right now, I think he really doesn't want to go down to 1 life here. And if we lose 2 cards in hand, he's got his hand fanned out, so that means that he goes down to 4 cards in hand. Man, that's not great. A great way to
Oh, never
defend two
mind. We
life.
see a Fury Don, or we see a Fire Fist back.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
okay. And then I'm assuming the 1 Don up is probably for like uh a guard point or maybe a
Yep.
Racco, but probably not Racco since he's at 3 life. But
Yeah, probably a guard point. You're probably right, which is perfect, right? He's definitely gonna be baited into swinging 7 probably 1 time at least,
so
or be forced into swinging 8 or higher, so be down ineffective. We'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. So both players definitely like trading 1 for 1 blows, just getting rid of everything they see, you know, except for the Marcos.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, we're seeing so we're seeing the advantage go just back and forth, back and forth. So these players are playing very well right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Firefist does feel bad on characters that already got their value by searching something,
Hmm.
but in Zoro, there's not really any good targets to Firefist besides like their searchers, right? So,
I totally agree.
so you kind of just have to.
I think that kind of goes to because Zoro makes all of their searchers their 5K bodies, so they never drop an actual card that's actually 5K.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about Brook and Zoro? I've seen a couple players recently been trying out Brook, you know?
The thing I like about Brook is that Brook can come down and Brook can sit. You don't have to swing with it right away. So with Zoro's playstyle where you're building a board, Brook can sit on top of all your 1 drops and you can chip with a 1 drop. And then if your opponent has too big of cards on board, let's say your opponent only has a Marco,
Mm-hmm.
your opponent you can threaten that Marco, force an event out of their hand with the Brook on board, and then feel comfortable swinging with some of your 1 drops. You don't have to turn everything sideways, but even if just to bait out 1 swing or if they're only going to swing with their leader, if that goes into one of your one drops, you're totally fine. So I like Brook. I like Brook quite a bit for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like Brook in most matchups except for maybe Zoro because like you could get like Otama and Marco, but in most matchups if you have Brook out, anything that they play that's like 5 costs or 5k, you could just like put it down on Brook, swing with it and Marco. So really cool card, and
Totally.
also it's a Straw Hat, so it's searchable off Nami.
Very true. It helps your black matchup too because you can get those Borsalinos to not be free 5k blocks. So
Yeah. So we actually saw a 6k swing which got guard point, and then we see a 7k swing, which our person on
which he
right take.
took.
Yep. And then we see a 6k swing.
Another
So
6. Honestly, does that mean his hand's dead? He's about to take another. Nope, nope. We had the Otama in hand the whole time. Okay,
yeah,
or maybe we just got it off life.
yeah, maybe, yeah, probably, because he did take a 6k swing, which he could,
Yeah, that was interesting.
or he guard pointed as 6k. So
Mhm.
yeah. So we see 7k here. Let's see what player on right just taking. So so both players definitely ignoring characters and just going for
Swinging
it
phase
and keeping up dons for protection, which is what Zoro
what
usually does.
for sure. What do you think he's got in life here? If it's a
Probably jet
jet
pistol.
pistol,
Jet
but
pistol.
jet pistol can't hit that Marco. It'd be nice if it could hit. Oh,
Wait, no, he can't fire
it
fist
can't hit anything.
because it's a 5k.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no, no,
everything
no, no.
6.
Wait,
No.
1 second. Let's get a judge in here. Let me get my
Yeah.
paid intern Den.
Yeah, just because it's the current player's turn, so he's not going to be able to hit the 5Ks. Everything's buffed by 1K just from that Zoro leader.
All right, let me message my other admins.
So that creates a space here too for the other Zoro player to kind of see that he has another dead card in hand. So when he's counting out how many cards in hand, he's kind of calculating how he can present lethal. He doesn't have to account for one card because it's for sure going to be a fire fit.
He can't hit the Zoro with no Don, Rubber Band Man, because that's still a 6k and Fire Fist says 5k. Unfortunately, it's not like a jet pistol.
So we see Den in the channel right now taking care of it.
Yeah, we see. Just have the admins just fix the game stay a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we get a Zoro back and we get a Fire Fist to hit.
Yep. Just probably clarifying that. Yeah, an Altar jet pistol. We wish. We wish. Definitely.
No, for real.
Definitely should have printed that card Altar over Fire Fist. But you know what? I do like the Fire Fist art. It's not.
Me too. I do like it quite a bit too.
He can't do that one either.
Yeah, the whole board's too big, so it's got to be added to hand here. Oh,
What?
so as a judge, is it technically does it have to go to the trash because you did trigger it, or they're just gonna reverse the game state? Okay,
I
my
mean,
bad.
technically yes, but I think we're
It's
very
just local
casual. Yeah, we're
technically.
just
Yeah,
casual. We're not. Nothing big is on the line at least. So uh,
no, for sure.
maybe if this was like 100-man tourney, maybe we're like, no, you got a misplay.
Can't do that.
Yeah, no take backs.
So on this turn, I wonder what we see. I wonder if he's gonna utilize that pistol and combo it with like an Otamba to try to hit the Zoro and try to tax his opponent for that Marco, or possibly even take the Marco if his opponent doesn't have any counter or events in hand. That would be a dead Marco, which is hard to do, but it's hard to say.
All right, so our admin just left.
So it should be good at starting the game. So he's got 2 good attacks. His opponent actually does have a board though. Both players presenting lethal here if they can
Yeah,
get through.
yeah, but when you have one Dawn up, you're really scared of like a Rackle Beam. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to push. But I
Numbers
mean,
are
yeah,
crazy difficult in this situation for sure.
yeah, for sure. So he might have to just play a little like defensively and swing at Zoros. So
Yep.
especially since he does have a Fire Fist, so he can
He,
get rid of one Zoro. So
If he has Fire Fist and Otama in hand, I would love to see an Otama Fire
Oh,
Fist
yep, for
next to
sure.
Marco
That
for
would be
sure.
really good here.
But we'll see. He's looking at his hand. He probably is a little bit light on defense because we public information right now. He has a so it's either going to be utilize the Fire Fist on this turn or hold Fire Fist and hope that his opponent maybe somehow goes for your Marco or something. But if you don't have a lot of defense in your hand this turn, you're very, very scared to not get all the way through. If like one of your attacks doesn't clear the body or one of your attacks gets countered out of super easily, you're just in a position where might not survive that crackback. So we see Boogie come down here, and this is probably what's going to decide the pace of his turn. If he can find a decent defensive event here, maybe he sits defensively. Yep, we do see a guard point.
Yep, yep.
But who knows? Who knows? We picked up the guard point. That doesn't mean that we can save one Dawn and use the Buggy as an attacker on the next turn too, which is nice. So I'd love
Sometimes.
to see it.
Sorry, go ahead. I was
No, no,
interrupting.
no. The last thing I was going to say is I'd love to see a 9K swing be the first swing that we see, and I'd like to see it targeted at a Zoro. That would be good right now.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people might just not have a guard point in life in hand too, because like, if you have one extra dime, why might as well keep it as a bluff, you know? So you never
Mm-hmm.
know.
We see a raw 7 swing here, so I think that is telling that we're swinging at characters right now. I don't think you can take a raw 7 and swing at life
Oh,
and try to
I
actually
think
end
we
the
see a
game.
guard point here. Yep, we see a guard point.
Mm-hmm.
This is round 2, the All Might 786. Most likely a 4-round tourney. Thanks for
Mm-hmm.
joining, by the way. And also, Flu's on the chat. Yep, Zoro versus Zoro. We've never seen that before.
Ever.
Yeah,
Never.
you guys never
So we're
see that at
seeing him
locals.
tap 3, and we do hit the Fire Fist. Fire Fist? Wait, if he's just fire, is he just hitting one Zoro with a Fire
Yeah.
Fist?
I mean, when you're this far behind, you kind of have to because
You got to
you
do
might,
what you can.
yeah, you might die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have really liked 3 more Dawn to go, or 2 more Dawn to go on that Marco in that first swing to have been 9 instead of 7. I think that would have been a lot more efficient
Yeah,
for a Zoro player. But he has a lot of time and a lot of Dawn here to make up for it. So maybe we'll see another Rush Zoro on his side of the
yeah,
board come down
yeah.
and go out of character.
Just to put out the damage for sure. Especially since
Mm-hmm.
now the Zoro player doesn't have that guard point up, so he really is vulnerable to like a 7K swing.
Absolutely. Very true. Oh wow, we could see 7/7 here. You're not lying. But with 4 cards in hand, even if he ditches 3, um, that's a lot to ask for though.
Yeah.
We did see him put down 2 Zoros on this
And if
last turn.
you are playing, if you do have 2K 1Ks in your hand, I think you do. Just cuz like
Yeah,
you're really you're
absolutely, I
pushing for
agree.
game next turn, right? Oh, he's just going
Mm-hmm.
to let go. Probably just does not have the counter for it.
He cannot. Yeah, he can't afford it. Now we're sitting on 2 standing Dawn here. Do you just bluff 2 guard points to really scare your opponent? You do have 2 light. Oh no, he is on. So it is a rough position.
So I mean, or it could just be a Red Hawk as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
True.
never know. You know,
Speaking of Red Hawk in life is insane here
true
for the Zoro player.
or Fury Dawn as well.
Fiery Doll,
Or Fiery
for
Dawn,
sure.
sorry. I've been saying
No, it's all
Fury.
good.
Yeah. You know, when I first built this buggy Zoro deck, I thought you could play Crossfire as well, which I thought was really cool because you can minus uh minus attack
4K.
power, yeah, on things, and then you could play a Marco. But then I read the
Mm-hmm.
card, which is rare, and found out that some of them are Whitebeard pirates. So
I
note
really
to
wanted to
self.
play that in Luffy too, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just that main or counter is just crazy, but you just
Mm-hmm.
can't play unless you're playing Ace or Whitebeard, unfortunately, guys.
Very true.
So we see a 9K
So
swing
here
here.
was
Yep.
great number to start things off on. 9K is just so difficult to defend yourself from. 7Ks come and go and everything.
Mhm.
You know how to defend yourself properly against those, but man, when you see that 9K come
Yep.
down, yeah, it's very rough.
Especially if they have like two Dons up, so if they have like a guard point or like a radical beam or a red hawk, they're forced to use two cards, right? Instead of just one.
Hmm. And we do see the guard point and 2K counter come down,
Yep.
which will put him up to 10. Great counter. If we, now we're in a position where if Zoro doesn't have any rush cards in hand, we're out of taking game here.
So I definitely like this Zoro player just slowing it down now because like his first attack didn't go through. You know, if
Yep.
he commits too much, he might not have it, and then like the Zoro player can just like crack back at him if he has no Don
Yep.
standing for any defense.
Did
So
he just whiff on that buggy? Is that what that
I
was?
think so, and he
Okay.
didn't pay to Don, so it's a Buggy's new effect. Probably need someone
Yeah,
to get in
comes down
there.
for free. He is
I'm
one
gonna
Don
get
down.
some.
But I mean, here, yeah, we are kind of looking at the end of the game. So we saw the buggy come down. That means that we definitely don't have that rush attacker in hand, and we're searching for defense, just like we saw in the last Zoro player's hand. So now, as that first Zoro player, you're feeling good. You're starting to feel pretty good. Your defense worked out for the first bit, and now you're seeing how things are going to be going here. So he's just kind of looking through his hand, deciding what he wants to do. I know that he wants to end his turn defensively, but yeah, we see it turn sideways, and I'm assuming that this is going to be out of character. It's a weird position to be at, but if you do swing into character, you do tax just a little bit his hand.
Oh, yep, and we see the one tap, the Don one tap for
Yep,
the Buggy. The
there we
Buggy
go.
unfortunately doesn't have the new effect where he can just play himself for zero.
We were hoping, man, we
Yeah.
were hoping.
I mean, he's already too strong being able to search an event as well as being a slash or not being able to
Yeah,
die to a slash so Zoro can never kill him.
that's
So
my thing. That's my thing that I like so much about Buggy is that you're putting a body on board, the body's able to attack. It has a cool little effect, can't be killed by slash characters. So that's a whole little archetype of cards that it's really, really good about. But then it finds you defense, like specific defense.
mm-hmm.
There's so many times when you tap one for a searcher and then you pick up a 2K counter because it's the best option. But with Buggy, you're picking up your best version of defense, and it feels just so good.
So we see
You
a
do have some offensive cards, but
yeah, and we see a jet pistol here actually just to wait, did he tap two jet pistols?
mhm.
Or or did he go
No, I think it was just four for the jet pistol, and
oh,
it went through. Actually, he doesn't have any
oh.
more vents to
I
protect that
mean, he
Marco.
has
So
one card in hand, so
hmm, true, yeah, just wasn't the event. Then we see Dadon come down.
so
Dadon looking to.
the Zoro player needs like a or sorry, they're both Zoro players, but the player on the right needs a Noel, sorry Noel,
Hmm.
needs a rush Zoro just to push for game because like he has losing that Marco is just like that's now you just have two swings, right? So
Yep,
you're kind
yep.
of need to get another body out just to swing for game.
Which is exactly where we just were with the first Zoro player, right? So it's just back and forth. They're doing the same exact thing to each other. He was threatening lethal with cards on board, and he took a card away, and then the same thing just happened to him. So now he needs a rush character, just like you just said. So and it doesn't look like he has it. If he had the rush character, he'd just have the numbers in head. It's either 7-7, 9-7, whatever it is. But it looks like now we're thinking, how do I defend myself, right? And maybe he does. We have seen pretty event heavy plays in this, so maybe we do see an additional jet pistol from him come down, but we'll see.
So it looks
And
like
even
everyone actually just finished. So this is the last table, and I think the Den might have came in here just to tell them it's time of the round. I
okay,
maybe probably, but
I wonder if Alvin's bounty got claimed yet.
yeah. Let me see. Let me message the
Okay,
my
I'll keep
technical
my
team.
eye.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eye on the game. So we're seeing a 9K swing here. Not sure where it's going though. I'm assuming this is going at a character. Oh, it's going at life. Maybe we do have a rush character in hand. We might have a game here.
Nope. Alvin still hasn't lost, so his berry
Ooh.
bounty is still up for grabs, guys. Please don't let him win it. Someone stop him. He's too strong. Okay,
So we just
so
saw, yep, Mager come down, and we're both buffing Buggy up to 7 here, all the way, or is that 8? Yeah, plus 2K up to 5.
alright,
2 Dawn, that's 7, plus 1 from leader, that's 8.
we see a Zoro here or what?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, you're clearing his life, giving him resources to hand. What is the next play? We have 1 card in hand and 1 card in life and 3 Dawn up? Okay.
So hopefully a Red Hawk here. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately it is probably over for Noel here, but we'll see.
If he Red Hawks the first attack, let's say,
Yeah.
for the turn, hits a buggy, and the second attack for turn is Red Hawk in life. Oh nope, we see 9K right
Oh,
away.
yep.
Can't Red
So
Hawk
just
that.
perfect numbers.
And
Yep.
we take it.
See a take, and here we're gonna see a big Zoro swing just to win the game.
You know, what a game!
Yeah,
That
well
was
played.
very, very
Well
back and
played
forth
by both players.
by both players. Both players played that out extremely well. I really enjoyed watching that from
Yeah,
both Zoro players for
yeah.
sure.
I mean, I feel like we saw like them trade one for ones, and then just towards the end, just pushing out so much damage from having the Marco down first, so you can swing 7Ks, which is very,
Yep.
very good.
No, I really enjoy that. We just saw them put each other into similar situations back and forth, right? You
Yeah.
have to have the rush attack to kill me. You have
Yep.
to have
Yep.
the
Well played by both players, and we'll begin round three in I want to say 2 or 3 minutes, depending on what the admins do. But in the meantime, we're gonna take a short break.
perfect. See you
Yep,
guys.
yep. See you guys soon. It's gonna be a good matchup for sure.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
Yep, both players putting on their streams.
Oh, we're back on
Yep,
Ace. Let's go.
yeah, showing that post nerf, Ace is still alive.
Yeah, Ace is definitely alive and kicking, which is great.
Yeah, one of my favorite characters in the One Piece show for sure.
For sure. I agree. So here, looking at the Ace at Zoro matchup, just kind of like the concept of it. What are some of the big hits that Ace is going to be able to use with like his? I guess even if he has dead events in this situation, you just use them as counters. So I guess that's it matters less with having things like Gum Gum Jet Pistol having less targets that are super effective, or like Fire Fist having less hits as well. So that's good. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about Ace is like his leader letting him make it so that all your events in hand are counters, which is
Mm-hmm.
really good for the late game when you're trying to just survive.
Definitely, we're gonna see him be able to turtle out very well. We'll see how it goes for sure. Lots of red decks just being very powerful right now. They're not all doing the same thing, which is crazy. They all are doing pretty different packages and different abilities, which is really nice. So
Yeah. What's your favorite red leader so far this set, or do you not have one, or do you?
I really like Luffy. I really like Luffy. Even
Yeah, me too.
after Russell's first place list, I think his list is insane. I really want to test it out and play it, but I really like Luffy right now. He can play the Straw Hat package really
Yeah.
efficiently. So
Yeah, I mean I've been trying to figure out like playing Easel and Nami, at the
mm-hmm.
same time, and it just feels like there's not enough targets, but definitely just having like playing Brooke and Nico Robin, bring those characters back, you definitely can fit enough
Quan,
characters where you can play
the
both.
thing's
Oh, sorry. Oh,
covering the board a little bit.
oh, sorry about that. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that,
that's perfect.
guys.
No, no worries, no worries. So we're seeing the players go through their dice rolling. So we're picking who's going first here. If you are the ace player, do you want to go first or second?
I think you want to go first just so you can mark on curve, I feel like that's very
Mm-hmm.
important.
Very,
Just to stop the aggression, as well as like you take less damage because you take the first one.
very true. Against Zoro, do you always swing on your first turn going first, even if it gives them an extra card in hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the extra card in hand that early, I think it's different when you're looking at swinging like all through the game every turn. But as far as like that first swing, just putting one card in their hand is very what your opponent up for,
Sorry about.
just to be able to.
Oh, I was just answering someone in chat. Sorry about that,
Oh, I
Kush.
got you.
That covered part of the ace. Yeah, censored a little bit of his screen.
Just got mod censoring going on.
Yeah.
So it looks like we hit a mulligan on Zoro's side. So it looks like he probably. I would assume that you just hit no searchers in your first hand, right? Because you have so many in your deck you're playing. We saw him play Dodon, Ezo, and Buggy. We didn't see any Straw Hat searchers, but that's totally fine. Playing what I'm assuming is probably anywhere from 10 to 12 for sure searchers. You definitely just want to open one, so that makes sense.
Yeah, yep, for sure. So see our players just setting up life, and we're about to start.
Yep, Zoro's got first turn, and we don't find the searcher on this. Oh, maybe he does have a searcher played on turn, but I think you always open searcher with Zoro. But we do have a searcher. Oh, yeah.
Whitebeard
Searcher
Pirates.
event still counts.
Yep. I really like that card. Helps the consistency.
Me too.
For any deck playing Ezo, so you can search each other. We see a Jozu here.
And that's exactly what we were touching on a second ago. When you're playing these searchers and you don't see a super crazy impactful thing, the first thing that you always turn to is the best defense.
Yeah.
So grabbing a 2K counter there is good.
Yeah. Especially since Ace is one of those decks where they don't have as much 2K counters. So like you kind of gotta get them when you can,
I like that. That's very true for sure.
Super.
So we didn't have a 1-drop searcher, but we did find the Dodon. Dodon's gonna find us a Buggy, and Buggy's probably gonna get tapped and played right now for sure. There's not too much that you leave one Don up for, but
I think this may be a little misplay because maybe they have a trigger in life, but I don't think you care as much if they like Fire Fist like a Buggy and Curly after you got your resource from it, you got your card from it, so it's like sure, why not?
So
right?
Quan,
yeah,
no, for sure, very true. I have a question. Does Fire Fist help Zoro here at all?
I don't think so as much because they usually just play like Buggy, Ezo, and like Marcos, but if that's your only target, you kind of just have to grab what you get, right?
Very true. Very, very true. I think that the Fire Fist, I think that it doesn't help out too much too. I totally agree because a lot of the cards he's going to bring down are bigger. But where I could see it helping is that he's probably going to sit on it all game. And then on those last few turns, if we see things like choppers come down, or if we see a Marco come down in the later parts of the game, that's the one thing that I really think that Fire Fist for sure help you out in. But we'll see.
And if the ace
definitely
is playing,
something to keep.
What's that blocker called? Is it Frozo? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yep, that one right there.
What's his name? I think it's.
I think it is. It's something with an F. It's either like Fozo or Fasol or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that blocker. Let's see. Definitely a good late game, but I don't know if I would have played it this early because you're in Marco range, so.
Yep. Marco can come down and just hit it for sure.
Yeah.
But then again, if he didn't have too much else to do with his Don, I can see it.
Yeah, just to be Don efficient. Oh, we don't see him. So he might have to block with this soon, just so that you don't play into Marco next turn, So we'll see.
Definitely. Or maybe we don't block this turn, but we turn it sideways to attack into Buggy on the next turn.
Whoa. That's like 400 IQ move for sure. Okay, so we see a
trigger is nice here just because you don't have anything big that you're gonna hold that for, so it's just a free body off of life there.
Yep.
Oh, let me see 6 of light leader here, and then we block here. Even with the Jozu in hand that we search, if that's the 2K counter that you have, you're definitely saving that to be the base of a really important attack.
And you're scared of like a Vista or a Marco next turn, so I definitely can see a block.
No, I totally forgot to be scared of Vista because he still had 3 Dawn up.
Yep.
You're very
But
right
we
there.
just see a Zoro drop, putting a lot of pressure and damage for sure.
Yeah, that was a good turn. That was a really efficient turn from
Yeah.
Zoro for sure. But now Ace has a million cards in hand, and that's exactly where they want to be. So let's see how he bounces back here. And it looks like it's going to. I'm assuming it's his 6th Dawn turn because he went second, and we're on the odd or the even number curve here. So 5 at leader. I wonder if we see a bomb come down this turn.
Or no,
Or I'm
5
sorry,
at
not 5
leader.
at leader. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
definitely don't swing 5 later there.
you could, but you're a little bit behind where you got just like just like relax a little bit and clear the board just to take off some of this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So we see
Otama?
Otama, Marco maybe.
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh wow, okay,
Otama Marco.
good way to deal with the Zoro board for sure.
Yep.
Definitely just clean
I'm
up
not mad
bounds.
at it. We see Marco come down. The only thing that's a little bit rough here is that we're not going to see any characters get turned sideways on Zoro's turn. So he's going to have to sit on that mark. He's going to have the decision to is he going to turn it sideways on his next turn and give his opponent another card in life, or if he's just going to sit on a standing Marco. But we will see.
So I definitely think the Zoro player a little bit ahead just with having 4 life and still having a healthy hand.
Very healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, we saw him commit 1 Zoro, but we haven't seen him commit any real cards. Everything's just been searchers that you're going to play anyway, get an extra resource that you're not ready to use yet, but you're gearing up to drop a lot of good resource bombs as you continue to build your board. And honestly, here, you could tap 5 and play Marco. Even just, you don't need to kill Otama, but just having Marco on board is good, like we saw in the last game. But we'll see. We'll see how he decides to progress his board state. Zoro's in a good position, though. You're not lying. He's in a very, very good position here. And it looks like on Fluzon's side, does that look like 5 cards in hand? So not crazy healthy for taking as much damage as we've taken.
Probably see a Jozu here. Yep, see a Jozu
Yep.
that he searched. Probably see a Marco.
Could have been 6 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it might be still on 5.
Still a little bit less than the Zoro though.
Zoro's just 1 for 1 his whole game. Crazy. All right, now we're getting up to 8 down. These are the dangerous turns. Ace gets the chance to start playing some of his bigger cards, getting some of the cards that don't have counter power out of his hand and onto the board. If we see like an Ace come down onto the field and get turned sideways, now we have cards that Zoro can attack that aren't life, and that might be beneficial for Ace here because we're fighting.
And also the Ace also puts out a big pressure having like a 7k swing each turn, So. But he might just opt to play the way he's spreading 5 dons. He might just opt to play a Marco just to.
I would love,
just to be scared. Nope, tapping 7. No, or swinging first.
I don't know if you want to turn Marco sideways. It's scary. You're just pumping up that hand. He's huge right now, and you're just gonna make it bigger. He can go down to 2 comfortably just because he can be in radical beam range, right? And then he has a lot of cards to just dump.
As well as
or he can just counter out of.
As well as 2 life, you could play a blocker Marco too. If you have it.
And with the swing only being 6, 1 card out of hand, and then attacks your small hand as well. We see him take it. I think that I would take that too, just to be really good resource wise. But we'll see. Maybe we see 7 get tapped.
Yeah, and I think you do have to play. Oh no, we see a blocker, and then probably a Marco here. Yep, just make it so that he can't boost that Ezo to push for damage. So definitely a good turn by the Ace player.
Yeah. I like that turn because with 2 Marcos on board, it's efficient and easy to produce 2 9k swings, and we can see a big tax on that hand coming on the next couple turns here. So maybe we do even it out.
As well as Marco just being like really hard to swing at, because if you swing at it too much, they're just gonna let it die and then revive it, right? So.
So true. So now we're coming up on 9 Dawn on Zoro's turn, and we'll see what he does. It's a lot of Dawn. It's going to be a big turn for him for sure.
I mean, if we see a Whitebeard here, that's really really dangerous.
Very true. Because that Fasal is done at that point too.
Yeah. Nope. Just a Don, so probably not a Whitebeard play turn.
Not a Whitebeard turn, but we see 7 right away.
I like the
And
block
block
just in
himself.
case the Zoro player misplayed and didn't play a Marco.
And forgot.
Yeah. Or 6K swing. I would like to see a 2K counter because you definitely can't take any more life. Oh, no.
Oh.
He's just taking it.
What we do. I wonder what he's doing with the rest of that Don, though. So we swung out with our swingers. We didn't make anything too big to tax our opponent. Do we see some efficient cards come? Zoro, I like that. That's a real good way to dump Don. He took an attack here thinking it was the last. If he brings Zoro up to like 9 or even, just 6. That's fine, too. Take a Jozu.
Well, I mean, if you go up to 9 and they play a Radical, or like, you know, if you, or they Rackle in one card, then you like waste your whole turn, right? So definitely
True.
just like,
I like the Marco.
yeah, definitely just like slowly killing him as well as like playing a little bit defensively. So, so just like you said, he did go down to 2, but not for the Racco, but for the Marco.
For the Marco coming down this turn, and Marco's so good here. He's so exactly what Zoro needs, right? He's got kind of not the perfect defense, but very strong defense, very strong board presence, and then also he's pushed good chip damage to this point. So now we're switching over from chipping to trying to close the game out.
Actually,
Just kind of.
He still has 1 Dawn up, so maybe he does have a Racco, you know?
Maybe he does.
All right.
And 7K, or we're gonna tap 7. Port Gosti Ace comes down. We're minusing 3 on the 2 rested cards. Maybe 1 on the Marco, and not the other Marco that's rested.
I think they pointed at the Marco and the Zoro, if I saw the fingers right. So.
Were they the 2 rested ones?
Yeah. The 2 rested ones.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, that makes sense though, because you're probably swinging at characters on the. So let's tax the hand. Let's get the Marco tax going too. It's not free. None of this defense is going to be free, so you got to do something one way or another. And swinging at characters, I think is correct here.
Yeah.
So.
So you
probably see though.
Oh, we see a block, and I would assume he would revive it. Yep.
That Fire Fist we saw grab very early, but now Ace gets the chance to turn everything sideways into that Marco.
Yep.
Oh no, we choose to go for the Zoro. That's fine.
Well, it's a 2K, so like you can't really protect it for sure.
So 7K at Marco's fence is beautiful here.
So at the 3K or the 5K, 3K, or he's choosing.
Yeah, he's just.
Well, I think he probably chose. He set Marco probably, and he's like, which one?
Oh yeah, yep. Which Marco do you swing at here? Actually, that's a good point. The reduced one or the?
I think you want to do the reduced one because you have to put Don, but it's all the same because they just use 1 card to revive it, so it's nothing really changes, right? So.
True, but I think taxing the defense here. So if you're looking at Ace, you're maybe not going to die on the next turn. And if you're looking at trying to kill, I think that ripping events out of your opponent's hand is actually really smart.
So this game
because they don't have as much to defend themselves.
This game definitely close because the ace player may be behind on life, but he does have like 4 bodies out, and if he draws like any KO to KO that Marco, then we could be looking at like potential game, right?
Yep.
But at the same time,
I think the ace player's been.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. No, you go first. Sorry about that.
No, the only thing I was going to say is that I think the ace player's just been piloting this really well. He's navigating a very bad situation pretty well. So.
Oh, and we take a 9K.
We take a 9.
I don't think that's really that. Or maybe you're just bluffing, Maybe you have like
to force him to all in.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, I don't have anything."
Turn that Marco sideways. Yeah, get that Marco turned sideways.
Maybe I don't have anything. Just maybe So we see it.
Dump a lot of cards on this attack.
11,
no, he's not even gonna try to turn the Marco sideways. He's just, do you have it or not?
I like a 12K swing because
I like a 12K swing too.
Because now you can go 7K with Marco in case.
Mm-hmm.
And also, rat beam and guard point is 12k, so that's not enough. 9. So he needs a 2k, 13. Okay.
3 cards in
Ooh.
hand.
So now,
So if those 3 cards are events, though, that 7k Marco doesn't get you there.
yeah, that is. You're right. Nope, he's passing. Yep, I would too. I would not. I would not. I would not swing. No.
Too late.
I like it. I like it. I would not. That's scary. That's like saying.
Yep.
It's like saying.
But from our ace player, he did exactly what he needed to do to try and get that situation right, because you have to create a situation where you're able to win, and that was very close to being a situation where we could have seen things go pretty south here if he tried to if he got countered.
Nice. That's crazy because he's at 2 life. So if this attack goes through, that might just be game. That might actually just be game.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
Let's see how this plays
He does
out.
have 1 Dawn up, so that is. I mean, you have to like just get the numbers correctly, right?
Definitely.
Oh wow, this is coming down to a wire. So we see an 8K.
Ace is objectively doing everything correctly.
You don't revive it. Don't revive it. That's he's going. Don't revive it. That's.
We'll see. Yeah, that's so bait. That's bait right there. You want him to revive because you're pushing so much.
Even if you have a non-event, or even if you have like a Fire Fist in hand, you don't revive it so that they commit more Dons on Ace. You know, you really
Definitely.
don't. You just. Because you're winning next turn no matter what. They're trying to win this turn, right? So you kind of just want to be like, yo, everything in my hand is counter. Please put everything on Ace.
Yeah.
Just so that you can defend the last 3 swings.
Definitely. Yeah, this is crazy. What if we see a fiery doll? Last 2 Dawn.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you're.
Oh, I guess that only works on leader though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You're already buffed.
even if it's like yeah, yep. We're just not reviving it. I like it. Even if you can, I would not.
So here with Ace, when you attack, do you dump your whole hand to try to push this damage through?
Yeah. Yep.
I think so.
Yep. Here we go. Here we go.
Yo, Flu's on playing this so objectively correct. I'm so
11K.
excited seeing this.
Yep. All right.
You have to. You have to.
But yeah.
He has a fat hand. Yeah.
8.
So that brings up to 8.
10. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's 12, right? Yep. So,
But I mean, we're not out of hot water yet. We still have 3 swings.
Yep. So we still have a. You still have a. I don't know if I would swing 7 there.
Not first, maybe.
I think I would have swung 6 there, because you have to progressively go up,
Increase.
Right?
Because if you just got a 2K counter out of hand, out of life.
Unfortunately, it was a good trying by the ace, but
Truly,
just too many counters in the guard point will spell the doom for the ace. But well played. Well played. Last ditch effort to push for game. Well played by both players. Good game, guys.
He did everything. He did so much correctly, and in such a rough position there. That was so sweet to watch. But honestly, that Zoro player was so efficient, so smart, so aggressive at the right times. He made a ton of correct decisions as well. So that was very interesting to watch as well.
All right, so we're actually going to go down to table 2 and see how Alvin, our bounty today, is doing.
Let's do this.
Let's see it. Oh, I think they just finished, so we're actually going to go down. I want to say table 3. Yep.
Yeah, that works for me.
Just moving along, see how everyone's doing.
So we got the other Zoro player from last game, and we're playing against Nami.
Yep. See a Nami and a Zoro.
Oh, is that? Yeah. I forgot. It's Nami. I was like, why is Zoro on 5 life? Makes sense. Nami looks like she's on a healthy
bounty
amount of
has been
cards in life.
taken. Someone has beat Alvin. Oh, well done, whoever it was.
Alvin's no longer a pirate. He's been captured by the
Yeah.
Navy.
He's been captured and he's been turned in.
Yep. So here, oh, this is really hard to analyze because I can't tell how many cards are left in deck on Nami's side, but I can. But her being at 3 life right now, and it looks like they're on the. How many Dawn is that? Is that 10? No, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Yeah, no, it's 10. It's all 10. Sorry. So they're already into their late game. Nami's defense is looking good as well. She's got that character card. Oh no, that's the 2-drop. Okay, I thought it was the 4-drop character card. Zoro, it's on his turn, but it looks like he's having a difficult time deciding how to aggress and what numbers he needs to push. He does have 2 Ezos with no Dawn tap, so that means that both of them are able to swing this turn. Buffing them up to 3k just means that they're both just 2 Dawn investments to be able to swing even, but Nami's not a deck that you swing even into because she thrives on free defense. So
Yep. And
Makino coming down.
And when you're at when you have like 4 Dawns up, that's a lot of that's still like not like 2 4Ks and like at least 2 4Ks, right? So
very true. And with the Makino, I actually really, really like Makino coming down here. She's gonna be able to buff something every turn, even though she's an easy swing into target. It's a pretty good position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just have to. You're not really countering out of anything, so you're just kind of push for damage, right? So you kind of just
I
have
agree.
to. So definitely good play. So just doing a 7K swing just to push out damage.
Mm-hmm. And here we're gonna burn the first event for our first 2 Dawn. Love of draw 1. Nice. I wonder if he's gonna continue to push at 7 or if he's gonna up it up to 9. If he pushes another 7 though here, kind of but he can't push an efficient 7, so it's gonna be too efficient.
I definitely like 9K swings at Nami because you know it's a 4K counter, so they have to use like 2 cards, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So it's a little weird because 7K swings in this matchup just makes it where they just use a 1 card counter, you know? It's a 1 for 1.
True.
So, but he's just gonna take the second 7K, which is good. Gets in. I think we saw an event, but he chose not to trigger.
Yeah, I think it was Love. So maybe the last two Dawn standing was just a bluff. See here, if we see a 5K or a low swing get swung into a oh no, we just see a Marco come down. We'll pop. Yeah, that's smart. That's super smart. Yeah, you have to get her off.
I like this because you get rid of like a Zeph play or a oversheet play. So
true. No, I like that too. That's a good decision. Even though he doesn't have the same value that he does in other matchups, with like his power being super important and his stickiness being super important, pushing 9K for almost not free but very cheap is going to be
and we
effective.
see I forgot Nami's sister. We see her.
Vivi? Wait, what? No. No.
Nojiko? I believe it's Nojiko, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I want to say so. But we see Nojiko just taking out the Makino because why not, right?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, you got to take out that buff each turn, but obviously the Zoro player is not gonna guard that. It's too much to protect it.
No, not at all.
So definitely a good swing.
It seems like since he's long cards in hand, it seems like he's probably been defending his character. Definitely don't have the extra for that. And we do have the Zeph come down, so getting rid of the 1-drop there was crazy important on the last turn.
I mean, we don't know. She could be Vivi. She has blue hair.
True.
They have the same hair, you know. No, people in chat are just talking about it, but do they have the same hair? I don't know. But we see her like once. We don't know the name. Vivi at home. All right, so we see a Nami swing
Vivi at home. There we go.
Probably into the easel, just because I mean, you don't want to give them cards. You just want to clear things. So, you know.
As Nami, are we tapped out currently?
Yeah, but we did bounce the Marco back. So like we're looking at 1 swing most likely this turn, because you probably want to play Marco again. So I mean,
True.
I think if you're tapped out, it's fine as long as like they don't have anything to swing with except for their leader. So,
I think here you go 9 at leader for sure.
you probably could get
Oh
away
wait,
with
is there?
seven because they have no
Yeah,
Donzo.
you could.
So,
True.
seven K is definitely a good swing when they have no Donzo.
Oh, but we
Oh
do
no,
push
never
9.
mind. We
But
see a
no, you're right.
Gavo.
I would have liked to have seen like a 7, a
Yeah,
5
a
from
little bit
Ezo, and
too
then
much
1, 2,
Don, but
4, 5.
maybe you just
Yeah.
like don't have any stuff in to play. Oh no, are we?
Oh, maybe we're thinking about it. Yeah. Maybe it
Maybe
goes 7, put some Don on Ezo, swing Ezo, and then you can tap 5 for your Merkle again. Not too, yeah. 7's a good number. You can get countered out of here, but taxing the hand is just important. Goes down to 1 life. Here's Nami. Okay.
yep. I mean, you could be at zero
If he,
life, but if you have like 10 Dons open, I don't think you can win.
yep, exactly. Yeah, that's super true.
That's the thing with Nami, right? You could
Yep,
be at zero life for 3 turns and you just love beam, uh, overheat, death wink, you know.
yep.
So, but see,
Oh, we see a Zoro come down. Okay, so that's why we're not seeing additional.
yep.
That's actually pretty cool. Ezo gets,
A
and you can just
6K
use
swing.
Ezo,
I don't know if I would have done a 6K here.
even with the potential for Marco coming out next.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. He's just gonna take it. It
whoa!
worked out. Oh, and we see a
That's
spot.
oh, he's low on cards in deck. This is getting definitely getting thin. Yeah, you're right. You can be on 0 cards in life, and just doesn't matter though.
Especially when you have a
So I wonder
Zeph
if he
out.
has like a yeah. If he has another Zoro, do you pivot from playing 5 for Marco and then just swinging 7 or 8 here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because I
But
don't. Because if you take that Zeph, I think you just lose, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
Marco's really greedy here. Like, even if I have to bluff a Don, I might just do that over, like, taking that Zeph swing. Because taking that Zeph swing,
This game
yeah. So we might actually just
10
see
down
the
on
number.
Zeph. Yeah,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. Like that's with only 2 cards in hand.
Quan, you make a good point. Actually, I didn't really think about it. Like, yeah, no, tapping 5 for the Marco at that point is very dangerous in that sense, right? Because now you're
Yeah,
tapped out 2 cards
yeah.
in hand.
I mean, like, yeah. I was thinking what you were thinking first, but like Zeph is will do a lot for him if he can. When you have no Dons out, then you just have to do 9K, right? Because it's guaranteed, right? Because
Definitely. Yep.
so, but by having one Don, maybe he'll commit more or something. So I don't know, but
Here we're
I
seeing 6. I'm assuming it's at Zoro.
I mean, if you're gonna take the Zeph hit, you might as well block, right?
Yeah.
Right? If you're
No, very, very true.
one, two,
Wait,
three, four, five,
if we were
six,
just swinging
seven,
leader
eight,
Nami
nine.
at 6K, what did he counter out for 1K? Or where
Ezo,
was it swinging?
Ezo. He was swinging at the character Zoro.
Wasn't it? Oh, it's 5K. I thought the character space was a Dawn underneath the
Oh,
character, the leader,
so
for like
7K
the zone.
swing and the
Oh,
yeah.
2,
His
3. Oh man.
yeah. I believe the Nami player has 2 cards left in deck, so he might be able just to win here, most likely with all those cards in hand. I
If
don't know.
they're all event cards and his opponent just swings like one time, he can just go like level of whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, funny actually. You actually resolve your events first, so like you will win the game before they can kill you. So even
Definitely. I
even
at
if
one
you
time I was swinging at a 0, just like this situation, no blockers. I swung 22 with a big mom, 10 Dawn attached onto it. Love, love, draw, something else, and milled out.
yeah, that'll do it for sure.
Yep. No,
Oh no,
absolutely.
we see a gavel, and that's going to be game for the Zoro player because with 2 cards left in deck and one
Yep.
and a card that mills too, trashes too, that'll be it. Good job, Nami. Well played.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you just sit here, leave all the Dawn away from the attack, and you just mill out on the attack. which is such a crazy situation because like as a I attach 10 Dawn onto something and I go for game. We're good,
So
but not quite.
I've just been notified that the finals will be Croc versus Zoro, and
Cool.
so that's gonna be a good good matchup.
That's gonna be a really good fight.
It was actually the Croc player is our own very own local player Rafi who got the raffle today. So and he beat Alvin. So you know he may be maybe on a
Man,
hot streak today. You know, getting all these prizes for sure.
Raffy, what you been? What have
Yeah,
you been eating?
good.
Diet, man. You're going crazy.
Yeah, going
No, that's
crazy.
fantastic.
Yeah, very happy for him. Very good player.
Same, same.
And he's been on Croc for a while. I've seen him at a couple locals.
No, good job, Raffy.
So
Going on
here
a
we're gonna
tear
see
here
a
at your first
9K
one.
swing, and uh, I mean any play
Yep.
you do is basically game, right? Just
This is the beginning of the end.
yep. So
Discard
one,
one, mill
two,
two.
and
We see a second gavel.
nope, mill one, and that's gonna be game. GG's,
Ah, man, Nami
GG's.
doing. Yeah.
It's Nami.
Shout out to both players, though. That was definitely
Yeah, definitely good play. But that Zeph hit, just putting in work. Chef Zeph cooking it up.
cooking it up, man, for real. No, good job to the Nami player. I know that it's always something when Nami is able to hit its win condition there for
Yeah,
sure.
very fun deck. Very fun
No, I
deck. Too
agree.
bad they hit Cabbagey too early. So we're actually going to go to a short break just to get everyone uh, ready for the next pod. And
Awesome.
yeah, but just so everyone knows, we are sponsored this week by the Lost Zone, a store in Minnesota, Blaine. Uh, they sponsor our packs this week, and thank you again for sponsoring us. And I'm glad everyone's enjoying the stream. We'll be back in a little bit.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, and we're back with our finals. Let's see it. Um, it's going to be Croc versus Zoro. So,
Yeah,
let's
this is gonna be
see.
such an exciting finals.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely love seeing any non-red in, in it.
In the finals for sure.
For sure. It's because we like keep it interesting. I think last week, actually, our finals was Big Mom versus Big Mom, which was crazy.
That is crazy. And then the week before that, we had the big ace. Also,
Yeah, Ace versus Law. Yeah. Yep, yep.
oh,
Very diversified. These players definitely bring out the best decks and their favorite decks for sure.
no, absolutely. I totally agree.
All right. We're just waiting
So
for
in this matchup, I feel like here as Zoro, you definitely still want to go first. But as Brock, do you think that you want to go first or second? You said
I think as Croc you want to go first because you just want to drop that Sentomaru on curve, you know?
true, as well as like Perone is a good one too.
Yeah.
Drop on down one.
And I think we're just waiting for the other player to get in and turn on their camera. So,
Perfect, perfect. Thinking about how Raffi was able to take down Elvin,
yeah.
looking at the blue versus yellow matchup, that's actually can with your leader ability, you are able to hit some of their important pieces like Daifuku or Paraspero. But I mean, altogether, yellow being such an aggressive color in that matchup, especially, it's super interesting. So being able to handle that level of aggression, it's going to be super cool seeing him fight another super aggressive deck. I want to see how good his defensive plays and stuff, for sure.
Oh, so we actually need to allow. We have too many people in table one. Let me fix that real fast. Edit channel. Review. Oh, here. Save changes. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Probably why I couldn't join.
That makes sense.
Yeah, probably people have their own cameras in there, you know. Probably should have
True,
allowed
true.
that ahead of time, but now we'll see the
There we
camera of
go.
our opponent, of the Croc player. So we got the. Oh, okay. There we go.
There we
Perfect.
go. We can set up. Nice, nice. Yeah, this is gonna be really, really fun to watch.
Just setting up
So we got an
here.
upside down deck. Let's see what we got there. We got a 1-drop and we Dofi. Not just regular Dofi, Altar Dofi.
Yeah. I mean, if you're,
Two very common cards, yeah, in the
yeah.
blue archetypes.
Do you like Doflamingo and Crocodile?
That's an interesting question because when you're thinking about going, how many blockers do you normally play in that deck?
I mean, you play Law, Pacifista, and
Mhm.
Kuma.
Okay. So the
So
thing I like mostly about the stats for Doflamingo and Croc is that I like that he is a 4K blocker, so your opponent has to invest 2 cards to pop it with from the red standpoint. So it's still a good droppable blocker. It doesn't cost 1 like Trafalgar Law, but it's a lot more lovable in the
yeah.
current.
I mean, I definitely like that card. The only problem is like if you play like a Pacifista or like a Law blocker, you can get Fire Fist. Like a Fire Fist just
True.
deals with both, right?
Very,
So
very true. Yeah.
card's really good, definitely still playable, but with Fire Fist running around a little bit less strong.
No, I totally agree. Fire Fist is a menace right now.
Yeah.
Super, super important to be able to deal with. So.
Yeah. You know, at first, the start of meta, I thought that card was kind of bad, but I was very wrong.
No, I feel it's
'Cause-
expensive, but yeah, it has so many interesting places that it can be utilized in. I think, and that's where it really gets its
yeah,
strength.
especially
places that
if
you
you
use
play
it.
like Otama or Gordon, it just goes a little crazy, right?
Or with Brook, if you're hitting a 7K and a 6K on board, that tears apart so many so
Yeah,
many board
for
states.
sure.
That's a 5-drop Marco and a Astro vanilla
Yeah.
affable Whitebeard
Yep.
board for free.
Yep. Like maybe a Luffy, 7 cost Luffy.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Or a 7 cost kit. You know, you never know what you're playing against. So.
No, so true. And hitting both of those, and then something.
Yep. So all right, so our player is just putting out their hand and probably looking to either mulligan or keep their hand.
Here, I think the Zoro player's in the same position, just looking for that 1-drop kind of starter, like a searcher to start, and then we're going to go from there. And then from the Crocodile player, I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. You definitely want to find your 1-drops, but there could be important things in the mid game and late game that you might be looking for. But I mean, he's made it this far, so he definitely knows what he needs, and he saw something that he liked. Ooh, and we're seeing Raffi start off 1 Dawn for Trafalgar Law. That's pretty interesting
Good.
for sure. I think, yeah, you can chip it, you can throw it on the first turn, but I think that the same thing that we were talking about earlier, we're scared of Vista and Marco. I think
Yeah.
that's important to consider too.
I mean, if you're on 4 Dawn, you're more likely to see a Marco than a Vista, right? If they have it early, then
Definitely.
it's unfortunate. But like, I feel like early you can play out without getting punished as too much before
Very true.
6 Dawns. So, but Easel could grab a Vista, but we're not really sure that if our Zoro player is even on Vista, because I don't think we've seen a Vista yet. So
No, we
this
haven't
might
yet. Not yet.
this might be just a good play. So
That's true. We'll see how he uses it. 3 Dawn on this turn. We're seeing a 5K swing right away. Here, as a Zoro player, you definitely take this. Yeah.
the
buff
only
that hand
thing
size.
that I would be scared of is a Fire Fist, though. I mean, you definitely
Yeah.
drop the Sentamaru, but if you easel
I
and you
agree.
search a Fire Fist, so maybe you are right. The law play might be a little scary, you know. Because if you
We'll
Fire
see here,
Fist
though.
and you discard 2 for a Sentamaru, that's okay. But if you Fire Fist and you kill Sentamaru and a law, that's so much value.
So much value for sure. Because then you get the swing in right after that. So you're
Yeah.
going to do
So
5K first. Here, that's actually really smart because we saw him before where he played out his search first and then swung
Yep.
after. So just make sure you
smart,
get your swing.
very
Yep.
smart blocking it.
Get out of
Very
the
good.
first one.
Get it out so that they Fire Fist it. They're like, okay, 2 for 1, right? And you
Definitely.
also play around the 5 cost Marco, so well played by the Croc player, just playing around these important cards.
And here we see a buggy come down before we. So maybe we just do 2 searchers. I'm not sure what we would do with the last couple of Dawn. Fire Fist. There we go. Yeah, that would have been a dangerous position.
Yep. No, but here we got that blocker value. So he's just like,
Yep.
he's like, if you want to kill Sentamaru, you have to use 2 cards. So this
And no, I like that a lot. That's just super, super smart. Great. And we see the easel come down. Let's see what the easel grabs. Are we attaching the last 2 Dawn onto Curly and swinging at the end of this turn?
we could, or we could see like a Curly maybe. So or like 2 bodies. So, but that's not bad. Just to be Dawn efficient as well. Oh,
Ooh.
I don't even
What
know
is that card?
I don't know what it is, but I know that if you put a Dawn on it and you swing at something, it makes it minus 2k.
No way, really?
Yeah, so now Sentamaru is in range of dying to like a Marco. So very cool card, very nice card. I really like that tech.
Nice,
I'm gonna
nice.
look up. I think it's called Blanco. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, guys, but
No,
I'll look this
I'm
up.
not sure either. I have a box. I'll keep an eye on the gameplay. So where we're at with the crocodile player, we put a Dawn underneath Tomorrow, and then we're gonna tap 1 Dawn that hasn't been tapped yet, but it's gonna get tapped, and we're gonna play out a Pacifista from the deck. So
It's called
developing the board.
it's called Blameco. Yeah, Blameco.
Nice, nice.
Blamenco. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So that's basically just the Whitebeard version of Brook, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty sweet. I like that.
Good card, but can also get uh
Marco?
Marcoed. Yep. So,
No,
but
that's totally
definitely
fair.
good against most matchups. Just putting a Dawn on it, you can swing. Oh, yep. Well played by the Croc player, recognizing that his Sentamaru won't live long, so you might as well swing,
Yep.
right?
No, for sure. And even swinging after the 7K is totally fine there. Just
And,
because you just want to get it turned sideways.
and
One
we
way or
also
another.
see a Marco, meaning the Zoro player definitely has another Marco in hand.
Yep.
So,
And it's probably coming down on this turn. He's not going to waste that energy swinging into the sun tomorrow.
yeah.
So now he's just kind of thinking, what does he want to do? Does he attach the 2 Dawn onto Bell? Oh, I guess he could just swing into the character here and hold his Marco right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So now we're
Yeah.
at 4 Dawn. That makes sense.
Yeah, just hold the Marco and just like push damage and just like maybe play like a Vista or you could just swing your Ezo into it, right? If you minus 2k on the Sentamaru, you can just swing your Ezo into it, you know?
Very true. Yep. And we're seeing that swing. That was a 5K swing at least. Oh, nice,
Good
nice.
trigger.
That's a fantastic trigger. Get the buggy out of here.
Yep.
That's definitely the best 1-drop that he has access to. Outing it right there is really good.
Yeah. And, even if you use your Sentamaru here, you definitely already got value of it. I mean, you didn't get that much value, but you got swing in and you got character, so it's not the worst. So you definitely choosing to swing.
We're swinging 6 in the leader. Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely, because you're just going to turn the Sento, but
yeah.
We're going to Machino, push to 5. Are we pushing at leader here? I guess you still have Dodon.
Just swing at leader, huh? But I don't know. What if there's a 3,000 worlds, then Dodon just doesn't kill Sent?
True.
Oh, okay. This makes sense.
There we go.
So I was wrong. He fire fisted
earlier.
He -2 on the Pacifista, and then he made it so it's like 4/4. Okay, no, this makes a lot more sense. I'm crazy, guys.
That was grody. That was really good though.
Yeah, no, because you're really efficient with everything, and I definitely like the Machino play because the Croc doesn't have anything to swing at, right? Like if you kill Machino, then you leave.
everything else.
Yeah, you leave Blamanco. I hope I said that right.
Hmm.
Someone in chat is helping me out. But you leave that out, right? So that's still like there like as a big threat, right? Oh,
Oh, we're hitting. Oh yeah, yeah. Hitting the easel. There's the same.
yeah, because if
Unlock.
because yeah, because like if you have
Ooh.
another uh uh like Magara or Makino in hand, it
Yep.
you could just
Dead.
boost up. So,
Very, very true.
but Usopp period, I would see it on the. I wouldn't be surprised if it was on the Blamanco. I hope I said
Yep.
that right.
No, I agree on that too because it's putting in that crazy value. If it's just a Whitebeard's version of Broke, we know how powerful Broke is. It's not something you can let stay on the board
Yeah,
for too long, right?
yeah.
Because pretty soon it's going to be minus your Soga King by 2K, minus it down again with an Otama or something, and then all of a sudden for like 2, 3 Dawn or whatever it comes out to be 6 or 8 Dawn, we get to kill your Soga King for free and
Definitely,
body and porta
definitely
body.
a really good tech. Um, love
Yeah,
to see that card.
I definitely like to see more of it in Whitebeard list now. But I didn't wasn't the effect, but that's a really efficient effect.
And minus is 2K on a character.
So it seems like the Whitebeard package really holds hands nicely with the Straw Hat package, where they both can do the similar things. So when you're playing the two sides of the package, you can pull out the different things that you want to just kind of add in. It's nice.
I mean, but the Croc player definitely like not in a bad position because uh Zoro they still have 3 life and they still have
Mhm.
they can only swing with Curly and Zoro, so
I think he was really, really efficient with the way he removed the board last turn by hitting the you similar aggression that Reddit was able to provide for free, essentially, and then being able to put down the Soga King. Getting rid of the other body was just super effective defensively for him, which keeps him in the game for quite a bit longer now.
he's a is that a Fury Dawn doll? Fury
It
Dawn?
is, it is.
Ooh, so
Which is,
that's
yeah, that's scary.
just making
There are
your
some scary events in the Zoro list, man.
yeah, making your leader 9K to swing for like last life or last life or just lethal is like really really scary.
No, seriously, you're not lying there.
Things are
So here he's
indeed not
checking.
looking good for the Croc, James, but we still believe. Maybe this Croc will come back.
Yeah,
It's not over yet.
Zoro is in the driver's seat, but yeah, Croc has a lot of room to take advantage of the board state. At the end of the day, we do see a lot of smaller bodies on Zoro's board, so he's not crazy down efficient. And if Croc can keep up the just like the tempo that he's been keeping this entire game, I think that he can make it. See though.
Yeah. If yeah, for sure. Like if Croc could get like maybe like uh a law
Mihawk maybe?
blocker. Yeah, law blocker and like love beams up. That'll get him back in the game. Or like, get another Sentomaru out, right? And then each turn just
Mm-hmm.
slowly like build your board back up. So it's not out. He's definitely not out of it, but he's definitely a little bit behind.
Yeah, just a little bit on the back foot. That's all.
So
So
five.
here we see a 5K, just a neutral swing.
No, I don't think you want to take that one because you're going to take like a seven.
Not that one.
Okay, okay, 2K.
Yeah, I would counter out of the 5 to make sure that I get
Yeah,
out of a
in
one down
case he
attack
wants to
here.
put like a 7K swing or something. So 2K, 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
2 LV is a good counter out here.
yeah, then
Oh,
we see it back. He's back. Alright.
yeah, yeah. That's what I would do too there. Just establish enough.
But he is on 9 Dawn, so
Mm-hmm. So if you do tap out for like Mihawk, let's say here, what would you Mihawk hit the guy that can minus 2K on your board and then activate leader skill and get rid of the Zoro? Because you got to do something here.
I think you would use it on Zoro and then lose leader ability or Yeah, what you said.
Hmm.
I was processing it, but yeah, what exactly what you said. Correct. Yep.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
Yep.
So we'll see if he does it. But I mean, he got 5 cards in hand. You slam that Mihawk, it puts you down to 4 with 2 cards in life. Even though you're getting 2 bodies off the board, we know that that Zoro's just really good at turning that Mach. Oh, and that Makino's on the board with an Izo
Oh
just
yeah,
ready to fire.
that's a lot of damage. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, damn. So does that mean?
I would be too scared to Mihawk here because you're making it so that you okay. So so he's not Mihawking this turn. We see a 7K swing into Zoro,
Hmm.
which I like. So it's like forces him to let go most likely. Yep.
Yep. All right, let's see what comes next. Here, he really just kind of has to take care of the board. It does not help that half the board is standing right now, though. That doesn't mean that Zoro or that Croc can't get to it, though, which is the nice thing about the leader. But he's just looking at, yeah, he just keeps checking that hand to see what his
I
options are, because
don't
I'm sure he doesn't want to tap very much Dawn to put characters on the board,
I don't know if
unless they don't have
I
counter.
don't know if I would have done the 6K. Wait, at life? Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
where are you swinging for 6K?
He swung at life. Okay, he's just like
Instead of
ignore.
Dawn. Hmm.
All right.
Pacifist a blocker here, probably.
And I don't know if I would have swung at life
Yeah,
there.
I'm with you. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't.
I mean, Curly, you were able if yeah, Curly still will do damage because you're gonna be putting 1 dot on it and you're just swing 5K. So I
Mhm.
mean, but
I think the thing that I don't like about going at life there, for the most part, is just that even if you're setting yourself up right, going into the next turn, you have a fantastic board. You got some swingers for sure. Oh, I like that part. But you definitely got some swingers on your side of the board. But the problem is Zoro's hand size. We're going to 7 off of the draw on this turn, and having 2 cards in life means that he's going to have access to 9 cards to defend himself in the very
so
very end.
hopefully
It's a hard position.
yeah, hopefully this Zoro player doesn't have a Fire Fist. Because a
Hmm.
Fire Fist would be really devastating here. So,
I agree.
but you know
Yeah.
what? A 6K swing at life is it's not the worst because you kind of have to push for game. So maybe he sees a way to just like survive and then push for game. So like
For sure. Yeah, no, if that hand is light, yeah, no, the swings could definitely, and he does have good swings. If he's in a position where he doesn't have to block Pacifista this turn, that Pacifista can turn sideways, along
yeah.
with all the other cards on his side of the board.
Yep.
So no,
Yep.
you're not lying there.
Yeah, cause like 4 swings for to win the game is possible, right? But if it's 4 swings to go, all 4 of them go through, so it might be impossible.
You know, and we see a fiery doll pickup here, and the nice thing with the fiery doll is that it's a good pickup. It's not what the Zoro player wanted. They definitely want to find Fire Fist or some kind of removal, or even a guard point there. But it's nice for the Croc because that you just know that that leader swing is crazy impactful. So you're just gonna save a block for
Yeah,
sure.
but he does have that's his second one, so that is going to be a oh, and we see a Fire Fist. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
he
that's
started off with the buggy to find a dead card so he could just get rid of it. I'm sure he's
yeah.
saying got a guard point in hand or something. Oh
Oh,
no.
but the law choosing to not kill the law, interesting.
He's more scared of the Sentomaru. That's actually, yeah, that is very. But if he's not trying to go for game here, that's definitely where
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
at.
yeah. For sure, because that's a free card each turn, right?
Hmm. I like his thinking. He is in a very strong position, but he doesn't need to go for game. Every swing this turn could be like 5 or 6, which is totally okay. As long as he can leave a Dawn up, sit on a guard point, yeah, he's in a good position. He's played his cards from hand already, so the rest of the Dawn is just going to be attributed to the board, and it's doing its thing. But I like a 6K here from Izo, just 0 investment.
Mm-hmm.
You get to start it off with 6, and everything just goes higher from there.
Also, if he does go down to 0 life, you can just. I think he still has 1 Fury Dawn in life or in hand.
Ooh.
So and he takes a 6K, which is not what you want to see. It's the game getting really, really intense.
It is, yeah. We're really looking at a position where we're able to
Push for a game for sure
push in
here.
5 here. Yeah,
Yep, just doing the
5
bare
here
minimum.
taxes.
Yep. Because even if you don't push for a game here, you're kind of forcing the Croc player to push for a game with 3 characters, but the one character is a 1K. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh man, that second Fire Fist really pushing, making it
Really,
very brutal, making it hard for the Croc player to
that was
claw.
just huge impact, man. That
Yeah,
was just so good.
yeah.
You didn't even have to stop the defense there. Yeah, just hitting the characters is so good there. And then here, you don't have to all in here, shoot on up or whatever for guard points. You are just so safe to swing any number here. Because all you want to do is tax, whether it's the blocker, card in
Oh,
hand, couple. Wait,
I
oh,
think he
was that a
chose.
7K swing?
I think he chose to swing at the Soda game.
Character?
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, yeah. A
I
little bit less tax, but also, yeah, you maybe would have close to being able to just trick him into losing, right?
Yeah, I mean at this point I think you just swing at life, but who maybe that's okay. Maybe you're scared of like another Centaur in life, if you can play
Definitely.
another one, who knows? Yeah,
So
I
let me
mean,
ask you, if you do swing at life here, what
hmm
are the numbers that you personally would go at?
I think it's 7. I think no matter what,
Is that
7 just to be efficient.
what about so if you're trying to kill here, what number do you swing at with
Uh, I think it's always 7 just so that you can always like have Don as up to bluff anything,
I guess
or
that's true because yeah, 6 dot on him, 2 dot on leader still leaves 2 dot for you to go 9 for the very last one
yep,
in case your opponent picked up. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I do like that. 7 actually works there really well. 7 7 9.
yeah. So Croc player definitely in the backseat, looking
Yeah, he's
at
scared.
looking at probably at least 4 5K swings for 4 Dons to do. Yeah, no, 1 6K and yeah, a bunch of swings.
No, he's got yeah, he's
Yeah,
just got
but
too
minimum
many.
Don investment to just get a bunch of 5K swings in, and then a 6K swing with a easel. But like 4 or 5 Dons just to go 5 6 5 5 6, right? So
Yep. And then we have Mach. Oh, we were swinging to Don there. Ooh, you missed your chance to swing at Don. If you're gonna swing at Don 2 turns ago,
yeah, see,
but
I think this is what we were talking about, just having to deal with that later.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, you're so true. You're so right.
But I
So we're
mean,
definitely not going for game here, but if he has 2 cards in hand and he puts out a Bartholomew
no,
Kuma,
I
it's
don't
a pacifista
I
blocker.
don't think you want to do that because you can Makino the buggy, right? So you kind of just want to.
Oh, true.
Oh, but I guess you just bounce back the that character,
Yep.
right? So never mind.
Yep.
This is fine. Well, then wouldn't you just kill the Makino, right?
Yeah, I feel like you would. I
Yeah,
agree with that. Yeah.
yeah. Passing with 6 Dons,
Well,
definitely.
6. Yeah, I don't like that. With 2 cards in hand.
I'm assuming.
Well, does blue have a 3 cost event?
Deathwing. Maybe he's on
Oh,
Deathwing.
maybe
Oh
he's on
yeah,
double Deathwing in hand.
or double love mellow into mellow.
Yo, wait, quit. Let's see.
Honestly, I think
It's rough
it may
here.
be risky, but I might have actually swung at life with one of my swings just to. I know it's scary, but just so that like you potentially go for game next turn, because like
Yeah.
let's say you do survive, right? How are you winning next turn? right?
Yep, exactly.
What's the win con, right? There's like if you lose, you lose, but at least you set up to win next turn, you know? You
No, very,
just
very true.
cuz like if you survive, but you're just dead, right? You can only
Mm-hmm.
survive for so long.
No, that's very, very true, especially when you're just surviving. I think here, for the Crocodile player to turn this into a win, here we're seeing two attacks, right? Two viable attackers. We don't know if there's rush attackers. But with all the information we have on board, if we're able to survive out these two attacks without using our Trafalgar Law, oh wow, so we're just seeing a 5. So there's definitely rush attackers. But if he is able to survive out here,
Mm-hmm.
right, and not use the law, it's what we were talking about before, where it's 799 or 779, and we're just hoping that goes through. But man, this is difficult because we know that. So we're seeing another 6K. That just means that the next. I'm trying to figure out why didn't he tap his Machina for his first swing?
Uh,
But
Probably just a slight misplay, or maybe he thinks Buggy is 2 costs, or maybe he just wants to save it, you know, or maybe he wants to swing with it,
maybe
you
he's
know.
gonna buff it.
We were all wrong. Hey,
What?
he still has to
This
tap.
is cool.
He still has to tap 1 Dom for it. So
Okay, so where we're at right now, though, where we're at right now, there's a lot of Dom, there's a power on board, even buffing the Machina, right? Not a good attacker, a lot of Don investment for not a great attack. If we do see it go back to Croc here, and Croc thins his hand out, if we see a couple cards come down here to try to push damage, and we see it go back to Croc's turn, Croc is forced to turn that Trafalgar Law sideways at 7, just like you said before.
yeah,
And I
we're
think it's possible. We'll see how this plays out, but this isn't super clean or great from the Zoro player for big numbers coming in.
and I'm just tapping that 1 Dom for that Magura here. Okay, and then we
All
see a
right,
blocker.
Trafalgar Law's gone, which is good. Maybe we see an unblockable Luffy come down. We were trying to get that last life so we can unblockable Luffy for game. But what do we do here? Maybe all the Dawn up honestly really did mess with the Zoro player because he swung low a lot of times. So maybe he thought that his opponent was sitting on events. And if he swung low multiple times, right, you just rip the vents out of your opponent's
Yeah,
hand. But here it doesn't matter because he doesn't have a way to close the game
yeah.
out. So
There's no rush in Crocodile, unfortunately, unless he's playing Usopp. But
yeah,
I doubt he's playing Usopp.
very, very true. I doubt he's played Usopp too.
But yeah. See, this is the scenario I'm talking about, where like, yes, you do survive, but how do you
Mm-hmm.
win? You know?
Yeah, I really would have liked to see that Trafalgar Law not get blocked, used as a blocker during the last turn. I know that you didn't want to see an unblockable Luffy come down, but I think taking the last life there would have been smart so that you have some sort of option to try to kill this
Yeah,
turn.
because
Right?
they might be dead in hand. You never know, right?
You never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well play to win, right?
I agree. But we'll see what the Croc does here. He's made some pretty cool plays so far. We've thought he's been dead for a couple turns now. So if he can continue this kind of run of just kind of clearing board, but there's a lot on the board. There's a lot on the board last turn too.
I
So
I
we'll just
I
see.
think if you can get like a Centauro and a Love Beam, you might be able to okay. Yeah, you might be able to like survive, you know?
hmm
So we
Let's
see.
see. I'm so interested to see how this because he's not playing like he's gonna lose. You know what I mean? He's not very like
Yeah.
throwing right now. He's got something in there. Definitely want to see what he's thinking. Last turn he left up 6 Dawn to spike his opponent out, and that worked perfect. I want to see what the next trick in the bag.
Probably 5.
Hopefully, oh, where does this go? Is it Machina? Yeah.
No, I think it's
Oh,
Mihawk. I have oh no, wait. He's at 8 Don, sorry.
oh yeah, because he's Dawn -4
Mhm.
with leader effect.
So maybe Usopp and then Croc's effect.
Ooh,
Oh,
Miss. Oh,
oh,
Sunday.
oh, okay. You know, Sunday. Hey, you know what? That's a really good card. That's a love beam, right? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
because the leader's wow, the only
Oh,
other leader you could play this in.
yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Very
let's
cool
get
tech.
to it.
Very
Yeah, let's
cool.
get
Very
to it,
cool in
Croc.
that. He's definitely cooking right now.
Yeah, he's doing his thing right now. I'm really liking that.
We love to see it. We love to see these cool techs.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can play it technically in blue purple croc is what most people play in, um,
Definitely, yep.
but 4 life leader is a little rough. So
Yeah, let's see how this turn goes from Zoro.
I was actually thinking about Miss Sunday and maybe like play Pilaf. A little spicy, but
That is kind of spicy. I like that.
but still in the works because you have to get it in your trash first. So
Mm-hmm. True. So he's counting up his Dawn. He's got to pick a number. This time, you have 3 attackers. Just pick a high number. If you can get 7s all around, just go with 7s. And if you can get a 9 in there, some too. But I think that you have to make a serious commitment to go here. You can't keep playing with him because he's showing that these 1 card tricks and stuff, he's getting there with these 1 card tricks. So you got to really cleanly go for a finish here. So we see an immediate block from the first attack. Oh, wait. How did Miss All Sunday die?
he just blocked.
Okay,
He just
okay. So
didn't
we
turn
did see
it
an attack.
sideways.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll see. He's doing his thing though. This crocodile player is definitely doing his thing defensively, and I think it's getting in the head of the Zoro player a little bit because everything just feels rough here.
So we see it.
Swinging 7 to
Yeah,
bait out the love.
we'll probably see a love here. I don't see it. Him
Yeah, you
taking
have to
draw.
because you want to know what. Yeah, you want to draw really bad.
So
Yep.
I definitely think this play is that play I think last turn was good, but I think I would have pushed one like we were talking again, just push that 1 damage so that
Mm-hmm.
like eventually you have to go for it, right? You can't just keep trying to clear, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has like 3 Miss All Sundays in hand and it's just it's
He's just
just
gonna 1-for-1 it the whole way
yeah,
out. Run
yeah.
Zoro completely out of cards in hand
Yeah,
because we
that'd be
started off with Zoro on like 7. Zoro's down to like four,
yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
now.
yeah, definitely
Nope,
good.
5. Oh, it's either 5 or 6 actually. So hasn't burned out too much yet.
So we see a 6K swing here. So probably a 2, or no, he's
Swinging at the character.
oh, and he lets it go. Oh no,
Mm,
that's really bad.
yeah, how do you go for game from this position?
Yeah, that's really
Oh, we just keep on seeing these thin, low end characters come onto the board, so it's gonna be very difficult for Zoro to push high numbers. But if he's just continuing pushing these small attacks, it's not enough to kill Croc as of yet. But what can Croc really do? He keeps on doing things though, so I keep saying that. Might as well just
yeah. I
watch.
mean, yeah, we have no clue what this Croc player is doing. He's definitely showing
It's on
us,
the sauce.
yeah, showing us what's up.
So here we swing 5. Oh, might be at leader. Yep, that was a 5 at leader
Yeah,
there. So you saw 1K counter, and then we're tapping 6. What's the tap 6 for? Blue card? For 2 blockers.
definitely,
The defense doesn't stop.
yeah. And you know what? These 2 blockers, I don't think they'll get Fire Fist because we already saw 2 Fire Fists, And
Yep.
he's just
Yep.
opting to keep it there for the first time. He doesn't want to change up
Would
his
you Don -4 here to bounce one of the
I
characters
don't
so you can try?
I don't think so.
Not worth it. Yeah,
I
because then
don't
you just
think
don't have
so.
offensive Don.
I don't think so. I mean, if you die, you die, but you're like slowly killing yourself cuz
Yeah, that's very true.
yeah, you I don't think so. I think you're past that part, right?
Yeah,
So,
you've already done it twice, so you're
yeah.
down to like 6 Don. Yeah.
You'll be down to 4 Dons, and that's really bad.
Yeah, it's really rough.
So if I
All right, so we're starting off with a 5. This Croc has been on 1 card in life, 1 card in hand for like 6 turns now.
yeah,
Not actually, but feels like 6 turns.
I think you take this one.
I think you're too scared of
Or
Rush Loop.
you have to counter out of 1 card. No, okay. Might be the end of Croc, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What could you get in life that could save you here?
I don't think does blue have any cards that interact with players?
No, oh no. There's a green card that
No.
rests leaders. Oh, and
Yeah, it was 1,000. Oh,
his last trigger being that card. If he actually took it first, he could have actually bottom deck one of the characters, right, and then
yep,
block out the last.
yep.
But even so, I think the Croc player just being on one card and drawing one card, that's probably not enough to save game. But well played by both
Mm-hmm.
players. Very good game.
Seriously, that was crazy. That was crazy good.
Actually,
I think it came down to the you made where you just needed to swing a bit earlier at life. There was the
yeah.
one turn that you had the chance to chip life, and then from that position you just need to play for the win.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Like I was saying, you need to just like push out that one damage so that you have the chance to go for it. You know, you're not sitting there just waiting to survive. But either way, that Croc player definitely showing that the deck is good. You know, it's not completely dead. You know, it can come back from
Absolutely.
base. So well played by both players, but the Zoro player just having
Well
too much
played.
pressure. And
Chew, I'm gonna be hitting him up or hitting you up for that deck profile. That deck is spicy, especially for Zoro list. You have a lot of options in there that I like quite a bit. Your defense was super solid, and you had a lot of low end guys to just keep. It was like an army of low end guys you were just throwing at your opponent.
Yep.
So,
And I think that's the last game, so we're actually going to end it. So before we end the stream, thank you, The Lost Zone, for sponsoring us again. Please check them out. They're in Bloomington.